What is going on, everybody? It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Bunny.
because when it's about sports
It becomes our business.
and business, just picked up.
Yes.
What's happening?
Hey, I'm representing the Blues. They out the playoffs, but I still represent the Blues. They still Stanley Cup champions 2019. Can't take that away from us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, can't say right now they're currently because they out of the playoffs.
I know, but I'm still home team favorite here, so that's okay. We got next year, a normal season. Hopefully, we'll see.
Right. So we have another great show in store. We are glad that y'all tuned in. Shouts out to everyone who watched our show this past last Wednesday, and also on last Thursday as we had an incredible interview. And yes, Joe, the beard is still here.
For y'all that don't know, Mr. DJ Fred Smooth over here put it out there on Facebook to ask if he should cut the beard or not. He had a little poll going on. So apparently he listened to what most of the people chimed in and said keep the beard.
They was like, don't touch it. I had people saying I ain't gonna know you no more. I mean, I'm like, okay, what's really good here?
Oh, listen to him. Just say it's the quarantine look and keep it moving.
No, it's past. No. This is just the smooth look. That's what it is. That's what it is. No, ain't no exceptions to the rule.
Hey, you like it, I love it. Hey, well, that floats your boat.
Yeah. So, like I said, we had an incredible show with iPod via Zoom. It was our first full Zoom show.
Yes.
Everything went great. He just dropped a lot of gems.
He did. Gems, jewels, all that good stuff. And still online, I saw a couple of videos he posted or uploaded. I'm like, man, he's on it.
Exactly.
He's
like
true.
I said, as soon as he hits go live, the people are waiting. Boom, they there.
Like,
but it's cool because we will get to that same point as well.
It's
just a matter of time. And tonight's guest, we hope that he has his people's looking tuning in tonight. This goes down every Wednesday and occasionally on Thursday, depending on scheduling. This is your Wednesday night Sports Delight. Our third member, Stan, he is working tonight.
Make that money, Stan. Let that money make you.
All right. See, she becoming.
That never gets old. That line never gets old.
These interesting references tonight.
You go, man.
But we'll keep that. We'll keep that on the pre-show. Anyway, Diamond.
For real, no. Not Diamond. I don't make that money that way. New job starts Monday, and it would be legit legal and all that good stuff. But I'm still Bunny, always forever.
Always forever be Bunny.
Yes.
You know what? The people need to know. And I'm sorry, before I continue, by the way, once again, thank you, iPod, for a great show. I took a lot of your advice.
Yes. Thank you.
People, be ready for a wonderful show. Going down. This is going down for 3 years strong, consistently, y'all. Not when we want to or what. No. Consistently, it's professional, it gets better and better. But we had to thank y'all for tuning in.
Appreciate
At this time, you see all the information on the bottom of your screen. Hit that like, hit that share,
subscribe,
click on that
bell.
Always got them. Because anytime we go live,
you will be notified.
So let's get right on to it. It was just announced today that Big Ten football is officially back. And it will be starting in October. How do you feel about the Big Ten coming back?
I just was saying this a couple hours ago that if the students are already on campus, then why not let them play? Again, as a parent, if I had a student in college and with the coronavirus still up in the air, I would be hesitant to send my child to school. But if they want to go, fine. But if they're already on campus, let them play. Again, all the safety protocols need to be in place. The only thing I'm questioning, though, you're going to have to test kids and these coaches all the time. Look how much money that is. So that, again, as I said weeks ago, money over students. This is a for-profit business. I don't care what you talk about, college is not for profit. You a lie if you can't see they're going to spend the money on all this testing every day. And you're going to have some schools that are doing budget cuts, and they're saying they have some coaches have to take pay cuts, ADs. Some schools are struggling. D1 is a lot of schools. It's hundreds, I understand. But certain ones have more money than others, and we're seeing what's prevailing. Money, then coaches and salaries, and then students. It's crazy.
And then plus, they feel, and they already are confident that whatever money is going to be used for testing, they'll get that back in TV share and TV revenue.
And they got a point. They know what black and white. They know what the contracts they signed. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, again, some of the colleges, just a few said they had to do pay cuts, furlough for employees and staff and coaches, and it's like, y'all already have tons of money anyway, so that's not actually hurting you all. But I'm looking at, you gonna spend this money on testing to make that money back? I mean, you gonna have people in stands or not? Did they say if they were?
No. Right now, I believe they said no.
Okay, but all that TV revenue makes up for it and then some. And you're gonna have more people at home anyway to tune in. I mean, that's why even baseball, they could talk about how it's unfortunate there's no fans in the stands and they're not making as much money. It's a difference from not making as much money and not making money at all. You're not making as much, but you're still making off TV revenue. So they're not hurting baseball isn't, and the NCAA or Division I schools aren't either. I'm just like, if they're already on campus and they've been there this time, y'all gonna pay the money to test them, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's good for the game because he had a lot of students, even like here locally, you've been having the high school students protesting at people's homes and going to city court, whatever they got to do. I believe I saw something in Connecticut last week or 2 weeks ago. You had like a mob of people going to something like downtown area protesting. So, football is a big deal, for a certain
in certain parts of the country and conferences, football is God. It's right up there with them.
Right.
And then everything else is second and third place. Right. But this 2020 has been the year of protesting. Protesting for Black Lives, protesting against black police brutality, and protesting because people want no mask. Protesting because they want to play sports. I mean, what else we got to throw in there? Right. It's a year of protest, I promise you.
It's the year of the years.
All right.
Shoot, it's going to be a decade of protesting pretty soon.
Well, I'm just saying all this in a short amount of time. Again, Black Lives Matter, and people like, what's a pandemic? That stop it. So people like pandemic or not, hey, we going to protest to get our way.
Right. So, in other news, shouts out to Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, hey, I didn't know she was dating that rapper. And he showed up. What's his name? Her boyfriend. He was up there.
Saying, I don't know who you talking about. The rapper. Which rapper you talking about?
Oh, what's his name? Hold on.
I had no idea. I don't.
Because he was out there with the picture. He took the picture, and then he was in the picture.
I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah. I thought she got a boo.
Oh, yeah, she ain't
brother.
playing.
Hold on. Let me look him up.
While Bunny looking that up, shouts out to her. She won the U.S. Open last week. And like every game, she came out rocking a Breonna Taylor mask or some kind of significance in regards to the mask that she had on. So shouts out to her.
Her rapper name is Corday. That's her boo.
Okay.
Corday.
So shouts out to her and Corday because I have no idea who he is.
He made headlines right with her because it was like, whoa, who was that next to her pose when she had the trophy? He was up there. That's big.
That's big time. So all I know is that she told the press that her plan is to be on TV as much as possible so she can represent. She had her Kobe Bryant jersey on before and after games, saying that she felt like he was with her.
Hey,
it's deep.
My girl is deep. She dedicated and she for the cause. Congrats, Naomi. You did it, and keep protesting and keep representing us. I appreciate you. You breaking barriers, and the next generation is looking up to you. Go ahead, girl.
And for those who are faithful followers and like, what's going on with the different cutscenes? How come he not? For some reason, some technology stuff ain't working tonight. So you know how it is. So you'll get the full screen tonight. But usually, I do little cut-ins and different static shots for our show. But tonight, I don't know. It's Wacky Wednesday, but it's still your Wednesday night Sports Delight. So yeah, once again, shouts out to her. Now, did you hear this morning about Maya Moore?
Man,
WNBA star
again,
hasn't played in 2 years. Another
one with a boo that nobody saw having a boo.
Right.
Wait, this is a permanent boo because they married.
Right. But it just came all of a sudden,
I was like, whoa. So I was wondering, like, okay, was she dating him while she was helping him, or was it, was it something in the works for a while, or did it gel up? I hope the best for them. More power to them, and help they become the power couple maybe out of this. Yeah. To help up more people getting free for false charges and stuff.
And I'm sorry, I didn't come in just a little bit more so the camera can get you. Yeah, she like real relaxed, like she on the couch, like I mean, but that's how we are here on the platform Sports Talk Show. But yeah, so.
Yeah, that still was surprising. On my end,
it kind of reminds me of that movie with Denzel Washington when he played that boxer in jail.
Oh, the hurricane?
And how like the family just the more they was helping him out, they started to really like him a lot, started having that feelings for him, and So maybe that's what happened. And she's like, man, damn, wait a minute. He actually kind of looked good too. Let me. Like, wait a minute.
Not the looks with it. She saw how he looked probably when she first decided to help take on his case. I'm not saying she took on the case because she liked him. I mean, maybe, you know, a lot of athletes, celebrities, you know, help people. They don't know them personally. They're just like, okay, let me try to see what I can do. But maybe one of those things evolved. Just like the dude from the Central Park 5. He, I forgot. It's 5. One of them, he ended up marrying a chick. But I think Candy Burrs from Housewives, she helped hook them up. But he been out of jail for a while.
Was that the Delicious? You talking about her?
I think that's her.
I ain't surprised if it is, but I mean, you talking about that, then you got the whole thing with Cardi and Offset. I mean, hey, who knows anymore? You know what I'm saying? Who knows anymore?
I got my own life, my own problems, so they can figure that out. But congratulations to Maya and her new boo/husband. So hopefully that'll be a power couple and y'all can work on some more reform.
So as of last Thursday, we had some football.
What? The NFL is back?
The NFL is
Not
back.
The NFL back in Kansas City, where I'm perturbed where their fans booed when the
that place.
The players were linked in arms and stuff. Not that place. That place. NFL. What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it happened.
And again, NFL's supposed to be embracing this, but you got fans being a-holes for that. Show me state, boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
Showing their true colors. I can say it. Show me state.
So, as you can see on your screen, Houston at KC. KC pretty much let them know we are the reigning defending champs. Patrick Mahomes did his thing.
He did.
The rookie running back, I believe he came from LSU. He was clowning.
Yeah.
So the team is back.
Yeah, they said that Super Bowl championship wasn't a fluke. No, they said we still here. We good. We still got good pieces. Come to throne us. Come try. Because we still coming for y'all still.
And I also want to have a disclaimer for those watching for the first time. And if you're watching on Facebook and you're watching under our guest watch party, if you're leaving comments or questions, etc. right now, we cannot see it. You have to be under our page on the platform Sports Talk Show so then we can see your questions, your comments, and then we can interact with you throughout the whole show.
I know y'all got some good stuff to say. We got some good answers for you. Good comeback. Bring it. Let's go.
Not hold back. Let's bring these comments and questions and let's get it in. All right, so Sunday you had the full slate of games. Seattle at Atlanta. It was the debut of Todd Gurley with the Falcons, but old Russell Wilson.
I told you they were my picks for the NFC. I told you.
Man, what an incredible game! I think he had like less than 5 incompletions. He was just on fire.
He was like, "Hey, let's do this." And he got what's his name with him? Who just signed an off season?
The safety from the Jets. Yeah.
That helped that defense because the defense was shaky last season. Now they.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. You know, he's playing free. Then you have a second year of DJ Metcalf going. I mean,
I'm telling you, I don't know why people think we're still sleeping on Seattle, but they said that's okay. We're going to put the league on
sleepless in Seattle.
Good.
The Jets at Buffalo. Buffalo, I just see won that game. The Jets are still going to be the Jets. Jets who suck. Chicago at Detroit. This was a crazy game because Detroit had the win, right?
Yep.
Until they literally gave it away. He had the ball in his hands in the end zone, or going to the end zone, and dropped it.
Had the whole world in his hands.
How do you feel about the Detroit Lions letting go of a successful coach in Jim Caldwell, who didn't have a losing season? And they let him go to get Matt Patricia, a Bill Belichick disciple, and he's only been like 9 and 20 something his whole 3-4 years now.
Well, you know, again, I'm in my feelings when it comes to black coaches. I just had this argument or discussion the other day with my father. I had to run him down the list. Tony Dungy, a great coach, great man. Read his book and reading his autobiography when I realized how many people he put on the league that are black coaches, including Jim Caldwell. And Tony Dungy is a great man, a brilliant coach. So if you're a product of Tony Dungy, Caldwell is, why wouldn't they give you more of a chance? But you're talking about because of what's their coach now from Bill Belichick. Okay, Bill Belichick is a proven coach as well. But it just seems like black head coaches in the NFL, when they get fired, they rarely get rehired again. Tony Dungy was one of the few because he got fired at the Bucs. Robbie Howard the Colts and won a Super Bowl with them, but it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when it comes to white coaches, they'll fire them, rehire them, put them as a coordinator, then put them back as a head coach of another team. They'll recycle them, but won't recycle black coaches.
Right.
And so now that Caldwell, when he got fired a couple years ago, I'm like, I hope he gets another opportunity. Of course, it hasn't happened yet. And it's like, dang, what is it? Yeah. And then the people usually, when the black coaches get fired, whoever comes in after them, it's rare that does something spectacular. Every blue moon, but it's rare. But we're not even given the opportunity. Not even the opportunity to be a coordinator.
So, Byron Scott, former former Los Angeles Lakers player and Pacers, then he was a coach as well. Mm-hmm. He said that recently black coaches in the NBA are more so put in position to try to rebuild a franchise and not be put in a situation like Steve Kerr or like possibly Steve Nash, in which you're going to a team that's already established and just needed that coach.
Scott got a point. And Scott did, he got coach of the year when he was coaching Cleveland.
Right.
And then they fell off, and this was when LeBron wasn't there.
Right.
So he had them, and he did a good job, and then they fell off. But I was so him, Derek Fisher, and Jason Kidd were the three that went from playing to coaching and just still rare. Steve Nash did the same thing, but he has a point. I see, because I'm still mad about the whole Warriors thing. I know Mark Jackson helped build that team. Granted, the GM, what's his name, did his thing to put them together.
Sam Presti. No, not Sam Presti. Jacob something. It'll come to me.
Excuse me. Did his thing to get them together. Got Mark Jackson as a coach. They gelling. They good in it. They lost that time in the playoffs, but they got further than they ever had in a long time. And then as coach, I was told because Mark Jackson and ownership got into
Bob
it.
Myers for
there
the
you go.
Warriors.
Jackson got into it. Boom, you gone. And then here come Kerr. Oh, Kerr's the greatest coach. He's good because he was a player. Whoa. He didn't put that stuff together.
Yeah.
Jackson did that.
Right.
Nothing against Kerr. He's a good dude and he's social justice conscious. Thank you, but I figure it happens to other coaches as well. It's like, dang, man, like.
What's good?
Now, Gentry got fired from the Pelicans. He was with the Suns at first.
In which that I did not mind because I just felt like his message was getting stale. So they need someone with not more experience, but I think more youth and more energy.
That's fine. I didn't have any problem with him getting fired from the Pelicans. Because my point I was bringing, he was with the Suns and let go, and he went to the Pelicans. So he got another opportunity.
Right.
Even if he left on his own or not, I like that, and I would like to see more of that. Not you fired and we don't see him again. Because we know, what's his name? Robinson. Is his name from the Pacers got fired?
Nate
McMillan.
Nate McMillan, right.
Got fired. Or is he going to land somewhere next? Or he going to... It's a few vacancies out there, so I'm trying to see what are these teams going to do.
Because he came from Portland, I believe, then he went to
that's what Indiana. I want to say. So what are we doing here? And what's funny, though, the statistics shows that it's actually more black GMs in the NBA than coaches.
They're coming.
I said, wow, already? No, I was like, what? Mm-hmm. Now, that's the first. More in administrative. Now, that's different, but...
So they got tired of getting fired. Let me take the hire. Let me take the hire road. So Green Bay at Minnesota. Green Bay showed up, showed out. Shouts out to is that Curls Love Makeup. She says, hi, Bunny.
Hey, Krista.
Hey, girl.
Hey. Our YouTube channel is the bomb, too.
She says, hey, host and chat. How you doing? It's your boy, Smooth. Nice to meet you. Miami at New England. Cam Newton's first game. Taking over for Tom Brady.
Hey.
I like it.
He was real. Yeah. He said, y'all thought y'all forgot about me? I'm going to make sure you don't forget about me, all right? Yeah. I am for it.
So I like. I'm not even concerned about him playing under Belichick. It's just a matter of him just staying healthy.
That's it.
That's the main thing. If he stay healthy, they're gonna be looking good.
Cam has proven himself already. That's why, because of injuries, I guess people kind of put him by the wayside. But I said, as long as he can rebound, he'll be fine. Yeah.
I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna see if this works so we can get our different shots up. Let me see.
I mean, you're a sound engineer,
a
graphic designer,
I'm trying to see
production specialist, head coach.
Head coach. Everybody on the line. No, stop playing. All right, so we have Philadelphia at the Washington football team, and the Washington football team surprisingly won. Carson Wentz didn't look too good. I know it's game one, but do you feel because of his history of always getting injured that it's affecting his play mentally?
I'm not a sports psychologist. I couldn't tell you. If you just garbage, you garbage. I mean, you've been for a few years.
Straight like that on the Platform Sports Talk Show.
I sugarcoat it sometimes. Again, I'm not a player, so what do I know?
Right.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Right. But from what I see on screen, at the year went.
And I've always said that the Eagles messed up by giving, even though of course he got paid. But you shouldn't have let Nick Foles go.
I'm telling you, that's why I said,
it's too many times that you look at money more than what that person is doing for the organization.
But they don't kind of always look just at the talent. You said more for money. This is a business to them. They got to have that money keep coming. They got to be cheap with money.
They put so many chips in.
Exactly. So it's money, then okay, let's see what he can do if he can win.
Now, this one here is going to be kind of not difficult, but I got to get used to saying it. The Las Vegas Raiders.
I know, that still looks awkward.
At Carolina. Sorry about that. At Carolina, Raiders won. The Colts, Phillip Rivers' first game at Jacksonville. In typical Phillip Rivers fashion, you have a game won until you lose the game some way, somehow. Cleveland, another disappointment. Cleveland at Baltimore. Now, granted, we know it's Baltimore, but it was like the Browns didn't even show up.
I was about to say he could have put more points up there. I don't know if OBJ is like second guessing. Should I have gone to this team right now?
There was a question that I heard this morning on 101 ESPN, which I'm kind of leaning on this. Is he overrated?
OBJ?
Yes.
Well, think about the system that he was in with the Giants and who he had to work with. Like who was the quarterback? Manning, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I must say he would be overrated. Because you're going from it wasn't like that was like the perfect team and cruising every year like Patriots style. They weren't doing it. So, I mean, he had to put his time, his stats prove it. I mean, it wasn't working with like the best Manning at the time was, but he got shaky. But I don't think he's overrated. He just doesn't have the right.
But the whole thing is that if he never had that catch, would he be relevant?
Well, according to his career at the Giants, yes. Because without that catch, look at the numbers. That's all I'm saying. So I'm like, he hasn't had the right. Like I said, Manning was tapering off then, but still, I don't think so. At least not yet.
All right. Then we have, and by the way, it feels good to just have these games up again because it's good to have football back overall. Los Angeles Chargers at the Bengals. It was the debut of Joe Burrow. They had a touchdown to possibly win the game, but it got called back due to offensive pass interference on AJ Green. But I like the direction that the Bengals are going. Chargers still won. The debut of Tom Brady and the Buccaneers
supposedly the GOAT.
At New Orleans. New Orleans won. Brady had a terrible game, multiple interceptions. A lot of people are saying, okay, he's old, he's washed up,
ask you that.
the whole nine. But my thing is, you didn't have a preseason. It's a whole new team.
New
you're trying to get used to the speed of your receivers. Give it a few weeks, and then let's judge. But right now, don't judge off of this one game.
But then that goes for everybody else that you was like, well, it's only the first game. But let me ask you this: how was the line for the Bucks? Because we talked about we got Gronk, we got another offensive person, but the line because he intercepted.
I haven't heard any complaints about the O-line.
Okay.
It's just
more
so
he wasn't
the timing.
rushing. It was just that's him. You gotta get the cobwebs.
Now the reason why I bring this up about Tom Brady is because they put him in a higher pedestal than a lot of other players. So that's why I'm highlighting
the GOAT.
Right. So we'll see. But of course, because it's a big deal that he's not with New England, so everybody's going to be spotlighting, what he's doing. How he plays, every play he makes.
It's another famous quarterback that kind of went through that. He went from the 49ers to the Chiefs.
Joe Montana.
Exactly.
Joe Montana.
And he did it. We got a whole dance for him.
Oh, man, I got the lights. I got the speakers over here. For people who know about the getaway, you know what goes down. All right. Then they have, now this game here was a good game. Arizona at San Fran. San Fran went to the Super Bowl last year, just short. And Arizona Kyler Murray, second year.
Hey.
DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald. He's like 85 years old and still producing.
Wait, you can't talk about Larry Fitzgerald because you said Tom Brady old. So don't do Larry. If he old, then you really better drag Tom Brady then. Shit.
Oh yeah, we know Tom Brady is a granddad. But anyway.
Shout out to Fitzgerald.
Right. Arizona went to San Fran and won.
Yay.
Kyler Murray showed out. I think it just took a little minute just to get acclimated to the NFL.
Right.
Second season in, now it's on.
Okay.
Like it kind of reminded me of Lamar Jackson. Not saying he's gonna be the same way, but he kind of had to get acclimated because his first year
he wasn't that bad.
But he didn't start until like the last few weeks of the season. His first year.
Which I agree. I like when they do that rather than putting rookies in that first or second game. Like, give them a few. I like doing it that way because I think that's what Jameis Winston's downfall was in the books that first year at least. To kind of rush them here, you rookie, like, wait, what? But if you let them give some games, holding that clipboard and observe it, and then get out there and take your hits, I think that's better.
Next game here, Sunday Night Football. It was the debut of the SoFi Stadium. Dallas Cowboys at that team
the
you just
LA
play here.
team, right? Exactly.
And that team won 20-17. Game ended with a controversial pass interference call on the offense against Jalen Ramsey. Against Jalen Ramsey. It was about the Cowboys. I think it was Galloway or someone. I forgot the name. I apologize. But it was a crucial call because that game probably could have been tied, or the Cowboys could have possibly won that game. But
at the cookie crumbles for them. Think about last season alone. How many times it was so close.
Stephen A. Smith.
I'm like, come on.
Stephen A. Smith, he always says they are accident waiting to happen.
But, hey, they prove it though. So everything is not against you all. Y'all self-inflict. Oh, y'all Cowboys players self-inflict because I'm not a fan of them like that. Now I hope Dak Prescott gets his contract, but besides that, some of that self-inflicted. But he said it's controversial. It's not always the last play. What did y'all do leading up to there, though? I could have got another 3 points, another 6 points. I mean, it's with any sport. But
and for those watching, don't be shy. Be no comments. Let's interact. Give us your thoughts on your teams. Let's have fun with this. And then, what were your thoughts on the stadium? If you saw the game at all?
I just saw the highlights because I don't want to give the LA Rams any of my viewership hours.
All right, Miss Gray Coupon over here.
I mean, yeah.
All right. How about the jerseys? Some people was like,
I mean, like they logo, let alone their little whack jerseys. They logo's trash. I mean, and people say I ain't crazy. When our special guest comes on, please ask them to chime in about that. The team that used to be in St. Louis, what their logo looked like.
Right.
It was the bomb when they were in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Man, y'all out there and got crazy, wacky. Wednesday. Yeah, they living up to that.
And then Monday Night Football, we had 2 games. Pittsburgh, the return of Ben Roethlisberger, first game back in a whole year the Giants. Pittsburgh won. Yay. And then Tennessee at Denver. I was looking forward to this game, seeing how Tennessee will if they will elevate their game from last season.
They were supposed to win that playoff game. I was like, what happened? Mariota. What you?
So he a backup. Now he gone.
I'm about to ask you what happened to him. Why is he not with?
No, he got he was a free agent and he left and now he signed with the Raiders.
Why would he want not to stay with?
Because of the current quarterback, tip of the tongue. Okay, former Miami quarterback. Now he went. Oh God, what is his name? Tip of the tongue. I'm sorry, y'all. It's bad TV.
No,
but what is his name?
Because I didn't know the name. Because I was like, why not? Because I'm just saying they're supposed to be building off of what they did last season. Why wouldn't Mariota let me try to stay? Let's see if we can get over this hump and get to the
Thank you.
AFC.
Thank you, Google. Ryan Tannehill.
Thank you.
Tannehill came in, showed up, showed out, and Mariota was like, you know what, my time here is over. I just couldn't do it, and he left.
Honestly, you was talking about OBJ could be overrated. I thought Mariota was overrated. See, because when Mariota came to the league, him and Winston, that's all the storylines were.
It was a big hoopla. But the problem was,
and look.
And that shows sometimes how playing in a certain style offense in college isn't going to help you when you get to the NFL.
Tell the 2 cities, college and the pros, the quarterback
I look forward to hearing our guest opinion from high school to college as well, because it's a big transition.
It should be because you're playing against older people who have been doing it longer and grown. But how do you adjust?
Right.
But I just sometimes it's not those players' fault when they come in all this hype. It's the reporters. They get paid to make storylines and put hoopla and all that. And unfortunately, these little rookies are at the end of it. It's like, what happened though? Like I said with Mariota, I know he wasn't with them anymore. I'm like, when you try to stay, but you saw somebody gunning for your spot that's gonna be better than you, so you just like, let me jump ship. So
shouts out to the St. Louis Trotters. We had Mylan on the show. We had Nico. Great show we had with them months ago. Shouts out to them. I'm not sure if they're doing anything this year with basketball due to COVID and everything, but shouts out to them. They may know our special guest, so we're gonna find out about that. He will be coming on very soon. And then also in regards to the game itself, Derrick Henry is still Derrick Henry. I'm looking forward to seeing Drew Lock. Mizzou product.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, our quarterback, he was going through when he first got to the league, boy. It was rough. It was rough for him. So I hope he can finally get off around that curve and now go straight forward and handle it. Like when we have defensive players from Mizzou make it to the league, they do their thing. Like we always had Mizzou. Players.
It's okay. Tonight you can say we.
Okay. They've always had good defensive players. They don't have any problem in the league, but our quarterback is like, oh. So I hope this is this year he can break those.
All right, and then upcoming games starting tomorrow: Cincinnati at Cleveland. Let's see what the Browns are about. If they go 0-2 tomorrow,
you giving up on them already? You think
to.
OBJ gonna be overrated?
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now I feel like he is. I just feel like he just hasn't been the same since he had one great season. It's been hype, and of course, he's followed because of his personality. But it's like, what are you doing on the field to be productive? To be on the level of a Michael Thomas? I won't say that. To have the respect.
T.O. had some numbers though.
I would say just to have that respect of. Michael Thomas, what's the quarterback? Wide receiver's name from Julio Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just want to have that. He just comes in and plays, and he's great. AJ Green, guys like them, who just come in and just produce. Stop making it be a show about just yourself and just let's produce. Okay. So that's what I'm saying.
That's the only reason T.O. because he had a lot of hype and little personality.
But he also produced,
but he got them numbers. That's what I'm saying.
Never hurt.
Want that.
Nah, he was productive.
Showed up, even at all the circus act in the locker room after.
Get your popcorn ready. Giants at Chicago Sunday. Atlanta Falcons at the Cowboys. Detroit at Green Bay. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Minnesota at Indianapolis. Buffalo at Miami, San Fran at the Jets, Rams at the Eagles, Denver Broncos at Pittsburgh, Carolina at Tampa Bay, the Washington football team at Arizona, KC at the Chargers, Baltimore. This game here, Baltimore at Houston. Wow.
We're going to have the battle of the quarterbacks, so let's see.
And then the game on Sunday Night Football, New England, Cam Newton. Going out to Seattle to face Russell Wilson.
Black quarterback.
Yes.
So I'm like, that's what I like to see.
I mean, truthfully, those 4 games, or 2 games I just said. Baltimore and Houston.
Black quarterback.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And speaking of which, we did make history having so many black quarterbacks starting last week, too.
Finally. I peeped that. I was like,
yes, we made history doing that. So shouts out to y'all.
Now just get y'all coaching together and we there. Come on. NFL still got some work to do. But.
The Trotters said nothing yet, so no games so far. And then Monday Night Football, New Orleans goes to Las Vegas as they open up their new stadium.
Yeah.
I like that stadium, man. They're all black on black. Woo! Black on black.
Beautiful.
Yes,
you know
it
that.
is. Yes, it is. So once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. I am your boy, Smooth.
I'm sorry, I was looking at one of the comments. I'm like, what is it, Bunny? It's your girl, Bunny. Right when you did the graphic change, I saw the comment. I was like, what?
Right. And now it is time, the moment you all have been waiting on. This man, I have been a fan of his since I was younger. I don't want to, make him feel too old. But when I was younger, he definitely held things down at Webster Groves. During that time of basketball, it was just amazing time. Then he went to Mizzou. Now he's coaching. He's doing basketball academies, doing big things for the Lou. And I'm really big on, because he asked me this question before about how do I go about choosing my guests. and it could just be about connections. It can be about got people who I seen doing big things, etc. Then in his case, someone who is a legend but may not be getting his flowers while he's alive.
Right. And that's where we come in.
You know what I'm saying?
Get you your flowers.
So this is why it's the Platform Sports Talk Show. And without any further ado, we're going to have to go ahead and slide on in to the show. Without any further ado, y'all, the legend, Mr. Johnnie Parker.
Hey.
Coach.
Yeah, Coach P.
How you doing?
Here I is.
Here I... We got two bald heads up in here.
Ball brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we over here shining.
Keep the lights on.
Get your shine on.
Yeah.
Everybody, get your roll on.
Oh, my
We're
goodness.
taking it back, y'all, to the
I
early
know,
90s.
right?
on this
Hey,
thing.
that's what we feeling, right? 90s.
Right.
Hey, let's do this.
That's when I was coming to my own.
That's
There it is.
That's for you. Here you go.
So, how have you been, Coach?
I've really been blessed, to be truthful, man.
Good,
I've really
good.
been blessed. I can't say no more than that. I'm keeping up with times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I can do, keep up with times, and I can't let these youngsters get the best of me.
Nah.
Don't
Yeah,
feel like you
I
that
stay
old
with
now.
it.
You say, you ain't that old, Coach. Man. Nah.
I wouldn't say that old, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
You know.
I am a young buck, so I don't know. You tell
Well,
me.
everything starts to hurt.
Right.
Yeah, everything starts to hurt.
Man, back then, it wasn't like that when I did this here.
I had a little bit of vert, but now I don't have no vert. You know what I'm saying? But the
vertical
jumper is
is
still there, though.
Hey, it's all that
That's what you ain't
matters.
gonna lose.
It's still
Ain't
wet.
gonna take that
Jumper
away,
is still there, baby.
Okay.
Still wet.
Always.
Okay.
That's what's up, man.
Always.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We know everyone knows that we're all going through, this pandemic at this time. Has the pandemic stopped, paused anything over the last few months for you?
Hell yeah.
Was there emphasis on the hell or on the yeah?
Yeah, all that, man. It's crazy because I had a lot of good things rolling for myself, man. And since I've came back here from California, and I really put my foot down and try to get some good things going. I had a huge basketball league going for the community of Webster Groves, and I was just about to kind of build teams and kind of get my academy going here that I took from California to here. And the last weekend of it, I had a banquet. It's planned and everything. Got a lot of food pieces and stuff donated, and it got shut down.
Wow.
Yeah, so that hurt. But blessings are always on the come around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm staying positive, bro.
Nice.
It's just a pause on what happened in California. It's not done. It's just
No.
a pause. That's it.
Everything is a pause. I'm enjoying my journey.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying my life journey, man, and I'm living to the fullest.
That's what's up.
Sure.
Once again, as I said before, if you are watching the stream under his watch party on Facebook and you're commenting, leaving questions like, "Hey, Johnnie, I see you," he can see it on his feed, but we can't see it on the show. And we want to make sure that we can interact with y'all by going to our page on your screen. No excuses.
Yeah.
Go under there and then comment. So whatever you were saying to him earlier, unless it was something private.
Yeah, I Heart Scrubs. Shout out to I Heart Scrubs.
So
you know what I mean?
Everybody, go ahead.
Tonyo Rivers, what up, Windmill?
There you go.
You know that?
So
Bring it to the
see, there we
platform
go.
page,
So
though,
we
y'all.
need
Y'all take it over
everybody
there.
to go
Just
into
switch.
our page
Just switch. Just
on
don't
the
take
Platform
long.
Sports Talk Show, or go on YouTube or Twitter, and then comment, so then we can go ahead and interact with y'all, because we don't want to miss out on
Yeah, show them
great
some love.
comments, great questions, everything that you have for our special guest, because it's all about you, man.
Yeah.
Your world.
It's all about you. So, Bunny, you want to go do the honors of asking our
Little
first
old
question?
me, you know what? The question I asked you earlier, y'all remind me when I'm supposed to ask that question.
Okay.
I got you.
I can come back around for you on that.
Okay. So,
Sure.
if I do this correct, he's probably going to have to clean it up. Please tell us when or what?
When?
When did you fall in love with sports?
There we go.
When did I fall in love with sports or basketball?
Sports in general. Just sports.
But this is a sports talk show.
Yeah.
So,
Because
so,
we're
so,
all,
so,
all
oh.
the sports. I don't care if you said cricket or kickball.
I think I love sports, but I am of basketball. You know, and basketball holds heavy to me. I think I come from it. My dad played and was pretty well known here in the city.
Okay.
And if you really believe in genetics and all of that, I think he kind of passed his talent down to me. It was never kind of forced upon me, or not even like, oh, you're gonna play basketball. It's just where we played with the milk crate.
Yeah.
And we'll hang the milk crates up to the tree.
Fun times.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
If we couldn't go to the park, we also use the street signs out
Yeah,
there.
I haven't seen that one. I only seen the milk
We
crates.
took the
Okay.
you hit the street signs, you good. But that's where I kind of like if I couldn't go to a park or whatever, we made our own way. We made a way. So there was no real like training or anything going on. You know, you go to the camps, you pay attention, then you go home and you do what they tell you to do. You know, you work on it.
Right.
So I really didn't need anybody pushing me or anything like that. Yeah, that's I just come from it. Like I said, I just felt like I was born for it. So it was just an immediate love, you know, for basketball. But then I didn't really play too much sports. It was more like kickball action and stuff like that, Killer Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Court ball.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. I kind of wanted to get into football, but I kind of got pulled away from it because I went so hard with basketball. I think I could have played volleyball, but like I said, I was gun ho ball. I'm trying to hoop, you know, at all costs. So
Right.
that's where it came from with me.
Shouts out to Brandon Kennard Sr. He says, my guy.
Oh yeah, what up, B?
There we go. So keep them comments coming, y'all. We got y'all.
Yes.
So you got pulled away from football. Was there any other sport that you had interest in that you didn't? That you just like, maybe I could try to do it, or you know, basketball just kind of took over.
Man, it's one thing my dad said. He was like, he said, you took you were aggressive. You took the talent and stuff away from your brother. And I was like, man, what you talking about? And he was just like, you were real aggressive with basketball, where it was like when y'all played, you didn't give him a chance to even like it. And I still do that to this day. And it's like I go way hard at the game, you know, and I kind of got a limit to myself right now because I don't want to get hurt. Because if it's a really good game and I'm in it, I'm going all in. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of, at this stage, I kind of limit myself. And but yeah, man, I was just always just gung ho with this basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel that competitive fire is all genetics? It can't, like, you saw your father doing this, or he was so competitive doing that?
Well, that's the thing. I really didn't see him. He was I wouldn't say he was in and out, but you know, he lived somewhere else at the time. Okay. I felt like that, you know, he could have gave me more attention. He knew that I hoop. I was trying to hoop. But at the time we were living on, I'm a South Side guy, South St. Louis.
Really?
You know, I grew up on the South Side. Yeah, South Side St. Louis. Shout out 39th and Blaine area. Yeah. And
South Side.
Yeah.
South Side.
And at that time, that was like my elementary years, and I was getting bussed out to Chesterfield. I was in the DSAID program. And I was going to begin bust out to Chesterfield, and I hated it. I didn't like it. I enjoy getting out of the city, per se. I didn't want that trouble. You know, growing up, and I kind of knew early that, you know, I kind of wanted to take myself toward the basketball route, but I didn't want that city life trouble. So, you know, I think I heard one of y'all stuff where y'all give shout outs to all the PHS schools and stuff like that, but I didn't want that. I yearned for a great neighborhood.
Okay.
I yearned for a different experience. It's like, and I didn't want anything else to derail me from especially with hoop. I didn't want that.
Right.
Okay.
So going out to Chesterfield, it was just like an hour drive every morning, which I hated. But I was getting ready to go to Lafayette. My mom was blessed to get a better job, bro, and she got us out to Webster Groves. I know nothing about no Webster Groves. What the hell is Webster Groves?
Where that at?
What is a Webster Groves, bro?
Webster what?
But when you go out there, you will know what it is. Damn right.
Yeah.
You'll know what it is, and it was like a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
For me, man, and she was able to kind of it's 6 of us, 5 boys and 1 girl. and I'm the oldest of 6. So so having been able to gain leadership early, I was there. I'm the oldest of the house. I'm watching everything. Everything is on me. That's where my aspiration to kind of work with kids kind of came from. I didn't know it was gonna go that route, but different things.
Sense. So you're a natural born leader. Starting in the home,
I can say single parent man, but when she got us out the city and into Webster, everything changed. Everything changed in my life, man, and I kind of yearn for that getting up and walking to school with no problems. I wanted that.
Okay.
I wanted that neighborhood to where it's
Peace
like,
of
okay,
mind,
I'm so blessed. So
How old were
blessed
you when you did that move to Webster?
7th grade.
Oh,
7th grade, so it's like 12, 13, something like that. Yeah, 13, something like that, and all of us was able, like I said, 6 of us, all of us was able to kind of get out of that city kind of environment. Southside, like we weren't doing too well at the time, and the Lord just continues to bless.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a huge blessing, a huge part of my life, being able to get out to Webster Groves. And when I got out there and we were secure and I knew that's where we was going to be at, I kind of got with a youth team. They don't really have too many youth programs in Webster. They do more the CY Catholic schools, stuff like that. But I come from the city, but I'm living out here now. And it's like, well, what's going on out here? They don't have any championships at the high school. But it's a great environment for me to go and thrive in, and I got to make it work. Like, okay, so immediately it's like, okay, I'm out here, I'm representing. Okay. Shit, I'm representing Webster Groves. Right. Okay, what y'all talking about, the V, all that? No. We're going to represent Dub G over here, that's what. And I knew all of the city guys, I knew everybody, so it wasn't no kind of pushback or anything like that. I just went all in. And after 8th grade, man, it was a big thing. Growing up, I always met Larry Hughes at different events, at the championship events. So 8th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade year, I kind of felt like it was Hughes going at it, in that middle school, junior high area. Each tournament we go to, we end up at the championship together. So it was this talk about where both of us was going to go to school at the time, and I went to Webster. Of course, he went to CBC, but I wanted to represent for Webster.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And and that's what it is.
So we've had guests in the past who had a similar experience as you, in which they went to the city and then moved out to the county, or moved out to a better area than being in the inner city, or vice versa. And so they explained the culture shock that they had to go through. Was there a moment that when you came from the city going out to Webster Groves that you had that culture shock moment?
I already had that in Chesterfield. You know what I'm saying? For riding out in Chesterfield. So I already knew what I kind of wanted to expect. And I think at that time we had a lot of like movies and stuff, like He Got Game, Above the Rim, all that type of stuff was going on. Blue Chips, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching and I'm seeing and observing, and I know what I want out of all this, So I knew this is my one thing. And when I was young, I do not like going to a school with a nasty bathroom.
Okay. All right, that'll make a break.
Okay, that'll break me down.
Okay, so was that mindset before going to Chesterfield or afterwards?
Before, because I still even when I go into different establishments, if the bathroom nasty, that throws me off. I have to have a good, and it's serious for me if I'm going to be at this school all day, and I need the bathroom to be somewhat decent, bro. So, like. That was a no-no.
I'm laughing at you because you probably heard guys say it because women spend more time in the bathroom than a guy. So
Nah. Just that whole experience. I want to go in there and do what I got to do, and I wanted to be peaceful. I don't want to have to hold my breath and stuff. Be peaceful, bro. But
our experiences are different.
A dirty bathroom tells a lot about a school. That tells to me. That tells a lot.
The bathroom. What about just the whole? As soon as you walk in, if there's stuff on the walls and not stuff on the floor, I think that.
it's cool and all, but the bathroom means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody judge different kind of ways, but that's when I was going through and looking at different high schools, and like, I like this school. No, I don't like this school.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah. Going to the bathroom at the V, it was like, it was like every experience going to the bathroom was like going to the projects.
Look, think about it, bro.
I know what I didn't want to say anything about the V. That's your school.
Everybody knew that.
The other city schools could have been like that too. I've been to a few county, but mainly city, but. What about locker rooms? Because sometimes
that's another thing.
The locker room. That's why I said again.
That's another.
How y'all get dressed on a basketball team and how we get dressed, but we gotta put on y'all. It's just like you don't want to put your bag on the ground. You don't.
I could have went to the V. I could have went. So I could have at that time. I could have been like, no, I want to go here. But if that locker room or that bathroom went together, there's no way I'm going there. There's no way I'm going there.
So Webster Groves
what's going on?
Right, you could be like, I got the term, we got the
time. Yeah, it would have been problems. It would have been problems. Yeah, it would have been some serious
like,
problems.
Mama, I'm sorry, but we can't stay here. My mindset, he gonna beat you in the free throw.
At the time, if she would have made me, if she would have made me, I would have made a complaint, or I would have had to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, our locker room was decent, and I had to say so in that for sure. Yeah, for sure. As a freshman, I played varsity.
Boy, you're nothing like him. Y'all freshmen playing.
Oh yeah. I'm freshman playing varsity all day.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
So, I think I may know this answer, but when you went to Webster Groves, was it just basketball that you played, or was it any other sport that you tried to play or played a little bit of?
That's what I tried to get into football, and I wanted to play because a bunch of my boys was playing.
Gotcha.
And I think I could have been a real good receiver, which I wanted to do because I got good hands, I can catch, I'm tall, I was nimble and quick with my feet. So it was just about really getting out there, learning the position and the routes and stuff. And I kind of went through the first week of practice, got my helmet. My mom bought me some shoes, some cleats and all that.
You was ready.
And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
And then all of a sudden, I heard in the back, "Get your ass off the field." I was looking, I'm like, what? He's like, "You get off the field." And it was the basketball coach. He was like, "Get off the field. You're not here to play you not here to play football." And I was like, "Man, my mama said I could play football. What are you talking about? My mama said I could play." Yeah, she was like, "No, I called your mom and woo woo." So I guess he called her after and kind of talked to her.
Okay.
And now he there to pull me off, and I'm like, "No, so he probably saved me because I think my boys is gonna try to get with me. They've been ready to get some hits off of me, and I'm Johnnie Parker, so they was ready to get loose. And he probably saved me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that didn't happen too well, but no, it was basketball, man. When I went into there, I knew that they didn't have a championship. So I was like, okay, I got to get the championship. I'm already representing for the neighborhood. I'm out here. So everybody else going to their school. So I'm like, I'm finna represent us, and we're going to do this.
So speaking of, and I'm so sorry, tell everybody your coach's name from Webster Groves, the head coach.
The head coach, Justin Mathis.
Okay.
Justin Mathis is the new head coach there.
I'm sorry.
While you were there as a player.
While I was there, Tim Moore.
Okay.
Tim Moore was there. He stopped coaching there a while ago, but I think he stopped after my last season.
Oh, really?
And I probably ran them crazy. For sure.
So, tell us about playing in that era that you did alongside Tate Decker and your squad at Webster Groves. Because, like I said, like you were saying, y'all came in and you changed the game. Y'all changed the game at Webster Groves. Y'all made that be... I'm pretty sure they had respect, but not as much as what y'all brought in when you arrived, along with Tate Decker.
We the thing was all the kids lived in the neighborhood. So you got to understand, Douglas High School is one of the first black accredited high schools in St. Louis, and that was in Webster Groves. So Webster Groves have a black community that was already thriving there already. And so we were able to kind of stay together. We were in the off season. We stayed together. A couple of the white boys on the team, we took them down to Vashon. We took them to the city. We took them to the parks to hoop with us and stuff like that. So they already knew what was up. Tate was already was already cool with the V players.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was good. You know, so when it came down time for us to play, my white boy, we weren't afraid of nobody. We already knew what was up. Yeah, we already had the experience. Guys already knew me. Yeah, for sure. And at that time, it was about going over the 40. Highway 40 with the outside courts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Battles.
Yeah, we going over to the different neighborhoods. We going over to the hood and stuff to go hoop.
So who idea was it to take them to the V or to hood 240? Okay.
I said it was more on his part today. Decker and anybody else. Come on. See what the ballers on the city.
A couple of our older guys that were there also, you know, when I came in as a freshman, there were guys like, you know, Tim Austin, Billy Shell was there, Paul Norman, Adrian Matthews, Tim Roussan, who's a triple jump guy. You might want to have him on here. You know, he was in track.
Have him
Tim
get at
Roussan, yeah, for sure. You're probably watching. But those guys accepted me as a freshman and took me to the different places. And then as they left, I kind of took control and took Tate and took some other guys. So that I didn't win till 96. You know, so I graduated in 97. You know, so 96 was a pretty big year for us. And we had to go through the V, of course. We went through the V. We went through the city, to be truthful. And it was real special. And it's still people to this day that kind of, as I'm going along, they recognize me and they say they thing, you know, and I'm like, damn, okay.
I'm telling you,
they showing love.
Always in the posters. I'm telling y'all.
Hey,
and speaking of, you talking about the course about 40, are they still there? Because I was told that they.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, because I know they put the little wall or something up that you can't see, like you driving down, but it's still there.
Yeah,
it's got that wall up there.
I forget it's there because of, like you just said, that wall.
Yeah, that's what they hating.
That's where you go and compete. That's where I learned to like compete on another level. It was pure. It wasn't no referees, wasn't no nothing. We just competing, and it's like if you want to be the best, this is the route you gotta go. You know, and it was all in the Lou was all about getting respect from everybody. You know, it's a show me stay, as you know. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get respect from everyone else, and I think that's how I like initially got my respect by going that route. You know, I didn't really get the chance to travel too much out of the city, a little bit, but I didn't really travel until I got with the Eagles and the St. Louis Eagles, and then I was able to kind of do a little bit more, and then compete on a whole nother bracket, and then I was able to hold my own. You know, so you know that AAU market and stuff that's huge, man, for kids. So kids that's missing that. Or missed that opportunity or whatever this last summer or whatever, man, you know, I feel for them. But you just got to be creative to kind of, even at this age, this is a business. You got to get yourself out there.
Yeah.
So coming in as a freshman, how tall were you?
This height.
Already?
Wait, look, you was by 6th grade with this height?
Yeah. I wasn't probably as thick as I am, but I was been 6'6", 6'5".
You was in your Wheaties when you was in kindergarten.
My dad was 6'8". My dad was 6'8", so he was tall. So
pretty much there's never like
he came in. He just came in.
Right, he came in like that.
The stat report was accurate as a freshman. Then you had to just grow.
No, it is what it is. What you see is what you get.
It's already there.
So. Was there a moment when you first came into high school, you was as a freshman, you was like, you know, not intimidated, but you know, like, okay, you know, it's a whole new thing here. Were you like nervous at all, or you just kind of came in like, oh, I got this?
No, I came in like I got this.
Yeah.
First it was more about like getting the respect of the seniors and stuff who was there. I wanted to play with them. And I didn't want to take a spot, but I needed to take a spot. But I took a spot the natural way. Right. You know what I'm saying? The coach just didn't throw me in there. He waited a few games and then saw the maturity in me early, and he had to you know, throw me in there and play me, man. But yeah, it wasn't, like I said, I'm of this.
That's that natural born leader. Like I said, you said you always 6 kids, you got experience. A little early inside the house, you bring it out to the basketball team, and you prove
all that helps. All that helps.
So, I know there could be kids watching or who are in your situation that you were in when you first came in, being the hot shot, coming in, you tall, you stand out pretty much.
Right.
During your time in high school, how hard was it to fight out temptation, to stay focused?
You stay focused on what?
Basketball.
You basketball, you think about academic, you got outside friends, that going to do other stuff.
So I need to be staying focused on my grades.
Exactly.
And stuff. That, I kind of had it, but I was the dude, like, I got this. I'm going to do what I need to do, and then that's it, which I should have been doing more. You know what I'm saying? I should have been looking into, I wish I would have found out earlier other things I wanted to do. But basketball really, I knew I had it. But it's the other thing. I never played basketball to make it.
So you didn't, you woke up about thinking basketball, went to bed thinking about basketball, you breathe basketball, you eat basketball, but it didn't consume it to where you thought, this is my ticket to the NBA. You were just like, it's because I love doing it. It
was never to like, oh, I'm doing this to make it to the league or whatever. Yeah. That's, and I say this to myself, making it to NBA is not a goal, that's a blessing.
Right.
First of all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to have, more attainable goals. Like, if that's your goal, if I see a kid and he's like, oh my God, I'm trying to make it to the league or whatever, it's like, huh?
Probably don't make that noise from
That's all you
hear. Because sometimes some little kids don't know any better. Like you said, attainable goals. We can use this outside of basketball because just in the working world,
that's not something that you talk. That's not. I don't have to say that. Like, of course, you would love to go to talk about or try to convince you that shit. I'm gonna be in the league one day or whatever. Like, no, it's like.
So what? College scholarships are like, hey, I'm working on this so I can get it.
I would talk more about college than NBA.
Okay, so
sure.
College, like, hey, you want somebody to pay for you, use basketball, we can work on this.
Yeah, that's cool and all. Yeah,
okay.
But go to college, and if your talent, of course, is better than that, then you will know automatically. You will know, and people will kind of gravitate towards you, like the league people, to get you to, like, okay, I need to go pro. I don't need to go to college. You know what I'm saying? You will know that already. But otherwise, you just go to the league, bro. You don't have to talk about it. Game recognized game.
Right.
You got game, you're going to get there regardless. And so don't over talk it. A lot of guys, they make that their primary goal.
Right.
And they end up depressed as hell.
Because their goal didn't get reached.
Because their goal didn't get reached.
And they don't have anything to fall back on how.
And I've seen dudes totally fall off. Like, totally fall off because of that.
They didn't get to make it to the league.
Yeah, or don't know what that next step is, or don't know how to get out of that mode to where it's like, okay, I'm trying to make it to the league. I'm still trying to make it to the league. What's the next?
What else? Another thing you do in your life besides that.
Yeah, so I never wanted to get in that route. I always wanted to be blessed to make some type of money playing ball, and I don't care if that's $20, $50. Of course you want to get paid for your talent, but like, damn, you finna give me a dub just to go hoop real quick? I'd be thankful for that dub, bro. Somebody giving me some money to do something that I love. So whatever money that I got, I prayed over it and was thankful as hell, and I used whatever money that I made to come back and to live off of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no splurging or extra spending. No, I was living in LA, so I was paying bills.
Right. Bills.
Sure.
Not bills, but bills.
California bills.
That's a whole
they another type of bills over there.
Yeah, man. But after I went to Mizzou after Webster, and it was an up and down situation. It was a real up and down situation.
Now hold that thought. So going into 96, the year that y'all won the championship, did you come in, or did the whole team come in with the expectation of, I feel like this is our year?
We felt like it was our year every year.
Okay.
Every year at Webster.
And the reason I asked that question, because you know how you have that one season that y'all was almost there, but just got away, and you like, you know what? We almost there. We almost at the pinnacle, but I can finally see it. But you feel like every year y'all already had that.
Yeah, we had what it took. Okay. We had what it took and we could have really like did something. But that '96 year was real special, and it was like that's when the guys that I played with 7th, 8th grade were now up
playing
with me,
right?
And we gelled, and it was like automatic. We automatically knew what we kind of wanted from each other, and it was a goal early for us. So it was like that was a real special year for me, you know, to win, you know, and I wanted more. I wasn't done.
Yeah.
Okay, you had something else to say and prove. Okay.
Well, after that last game at down in Mizzou, it was like, this it?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, we got another game. That was it. I wanted to play another one.
So we can do.
Yeah.
Do you mind just giving us your perspective of what you went through when you were realizing that I was about to win the championship?
It was like a dream. It was like a dream. It was like, you know, it was like an out of body experience, kind of. It was like everything was going kind of slow, you know, and it was like, dang, we won. You know what I'm saying? And it was more special when we came back because they gave us a parade in Webster Groves. And Webster Groves never won before. So here we are, this county school or whatever, and it's like, y'all just ran through the city.
Right.
And it was like, whoa, you know, so the whole experience kind of started coming down on you then. It was like, okay, yeah, we really did something. So, you know, I felt good. I felt like I was successful at something, which was a confidence booster, and to let me know that, okay, when I put my goals and stuff together, I can achieve them. I can, you know, make do and do something good. And I just ran with that. Yeah, I ran with that. So no matter what I come up with, I'm going to achieve that goal, you know, and it's been helping me all my life.
Another question that we have been asking our guests who's been in a situation like yourself, the recruiting process. So I'm pretty sure when you came in from, like you say, a 6'6" freshman,
already
the offers probably was coming. How was that recruiting process for you, which led you to go to Mizzou?
That was tough. Like I said, the movies that was out at the time, I just wanted to experience like just that.
But that laugh comes through like he got game. Like,
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
That scene right there.
Yeah.
That scene.
It's like,
Hey,
dang.
y'all talking about me pre-show. Now look at y'all.
It was like, dang, okay, I can get all that. But no, it was wholesome, man. It was wholesome, and
now you gonna clean it up.
yeah, no, it was, and it came down. I didn't know how I was going to be able to kind of choose and pick because I had a lot of good schools. I brought it down to Cincinnati, Syracuse, SLU, Mizzou, and I think it was Oklahoma. Oklahoma, and Cincinnati. They said they was going to put me in a position. For sure. Syracuse, I could see myself there, but that was too far, and it was cold.
You want to deal with
Yeah,
that?
the
That
snow and
cold,
stuff like
we
that.
cold everywhere, top of they cold,
Yeah,
cold.
but I was supposed to go to SLU with Larry and them.
Oh,
Man,
That would have been cold. We
That
had just won AAU Nationals too.
The Eagles,
Did
right?
y'all
Yeah,
that
the
year?
That was you, him, and Tatum, correct?
Yeah.
What? If y'all would have been
Yeah,
on the
we
same
would have
time?
been. Yeah, we was nice together though. We should have went there. But I knew them, and it's like I kind of wanted a different experience. Somewhat, I wanted the more college kind of experience that maybe SLU couldn't offer at the time.
Okay.
So I was kind of looking because of the movies again that we watched. I wanted to get that college.
He keep talking about them movies.
Yeah,
Just for the
certain
folks
movies
who don't know.
that influence us and stuff like
for
that.
the folks that's watching who may not have an idea of the movies, please give us like a top
We
rated
gonna
movie.
it shows like a different world. Shows like a different world. at the time. You know what I'm saying? Being, black shows.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And and at the time, the Huxtables and stuff, and it was like going to a college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And kind of getting
I'm HBCU all day. I was
HBCU.
See, I know you said college, movies. Okay.
At the time, if that was popping, I think I would have did that.
Hey, speaking of, you said how to turn.
Yeah, I would have did that for sure. For sure, I would have did that. I would have turned that shit out. For sure. Yeah.
Hey, we're keeping it one.
Yeah,
right here.
Yeah, that out for sure.
Keeping it a
for
buck.
sure.
Let's go.
Coach P, you hilarious.
But in St. Louis, I like I said, I grew up watching Aaron Claggett, Sky Highmark at that. But then I grew up watching Melvin Booker. You know what I'm saying? Kelly Thames. Yeah, all of them at Mizzou and going down there. That I wanted to represent the crib. I want to represent Missouri.
Okay.
I didn't want to just represent the Lou. I wanted to represent the whole state. Okay. And I thought I was like, if I can go to Syracuse or Cincinnati and they want me to go there and they want to go, why not just stay at the crib and rep the crib like that?
Okay.
And then I was also thinking after like what I would want to do after basketball, if I would really want to come to St. Louis after the fact, and how would playing at Mizzou help me later in life. So, and then going down there, I really gelled with Julian Winfield, Kelly Thames, Corey Tate. They were like big bros to me, and I'm the oldest, and they were like older brothers for me, like for real older brothers, and it was like I was feeling that, and that's something that I needed at the time. Albert White was going down there from Michigan at the time. D.B. Ray, Tyrone Lee, they were like, I really looked up to them, and I rarely look up to guys like that at the time or whatever, but I looked up to those dudes, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go down here
and at that time you played for Coach Norm Stewart.
Norman.
Okay.
Yep. Norm Stewart.
Yeah. So how was that? How was he as a recruiter? Like what sold Mizzou because of what he said?
He was all the way real. My mom kind of knew who he was already. I think he kind of recruited my dad also. But he came over to the house, and my mom cooked some chicken wings, and him and Coach Daly ate all the wings. For sure, they ate all the wings up from us.
Looking good. Your mom could cook.
Yeah, they ate all the wings, and he was being like real chill, real comfortable, like like he really fit in, and I liked the fact that he was tough and gritty. You know what I'm saying? And he cussed and in your face. I like that type of stuff. So that was no problem. My mom was like that, real hard woman, and she was real tough on me, especially me. So that way.
I'm sorry. Who was that we had a few weeks ago in which he said, Anthony Booker. When he came in and he said he got recruited by his coach. I think it was from either it was Iowa State or he was from SIUC. But he was saying that the coach was so nice and pleasant at the house. But then as soon as you got on the court, it was like a whole different animal. Wait a minute.
He did say that.
But Norm was the kind of same. He was somewhat the same on and off the court. Yeah. And I mean, he was kind of gritty, but he was kind of sweet in his way a little bit. And I love the way he tells his stories, and and how he can relate to the stories, that he tells and stuff like that. So I feel like a couple of other coaches was kind of like catering to me a little bit more. I wasn't really for that. Yeah, and it was like Norm. I was like, I knew like this dude gonna make me work. And I like that. I want to go down there and work. And then he was like, you go here and work. You gonna wait your turn, and he was gonna put me on, and he got let go.
I thought he retired.
He had to retire. But he kind of somewhat, forced to retire basically.
Okay.
So I kind of got stuck in that little transition.
That's that. Okay, now that makes sense.
Coming up.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
We got more. Right now, this is the platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports light. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Funny.
And we have special guests.
Johnny Parker, aka Silk, aka Coach P, aka JP.
If you got any more AKAs over there,
my bad. AKA
he more of an AK than them. I mean, 40s.
Then Kamala Harris. She had kind of like, dang, you got it over there.
All that.
All that.
Look, you just moved. I'm just buddy, but damn.
Yeah.
Call him Mr. AKA.
Right.
AKA Milk.
I can't keep up, man. You need a press secretary at this point. You got a lot of names. I'm just saying.
Keep up.
So, as you were just bringing up right now about your experience at Mizzou, this is the question that I asked during our show that we had with Jahadi White, in which we surprised them with Lauren Woods and Chris Carrawell. And I asked them what was their reasons of not choosing Mizzou. And I just want to get your opinion on this as we all tune in to hear this from our previous episode. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going to do one thing. My bad, everybody.
Okay. You know, you the sound engineer, production specialist, all in one, so.
All right, here we go. Bam. Now, let's get it in one more again. Earlier, Kelly Thames and going to Mizzou. And I know that now Council Martin is trying to change that around. I see what's going on football-wise with Eli Drinkwitz. I mean, he's recruiting like crazy now, getting a lot of these top-tier talent from for football. What was the issue in y'all eyes back then on why Mizzou maybe wasn't as entertaining as going to SLU?
Well, to me, back then, Mizzou had a stigma of not treating St. Louis players well.
Okay.
You know, the players there did go. You know, it was a stigma, you know, that was there, that the players didn't develop or return or, you know, and it wasn't just, you know, because I didn't know, you know, because I was a Mizzou fan. You know, we all grew up watching Mizzou. That's like our NBA team here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so, but, you know, when you listen to a lot of your local coaches who understand, you know, of the top AAU programs and the high schools, you know, it was kind of forbidden, you know, in the sense of like, you know, they don't treat the players well, you know, and they had to prove first that they would treat a local player well. So the first test was that I knew was Kelly Thames and Corey Tate. They were there. So you had to pretty much watch how was that development. Mm-hmm. Now, if Kelly didn't get hurt, he'd definitely be an NBA player. Mm-hmm. You know, guaranteed. You know, so if you watched that and understood that, then you know it made a different outlook. But I had to make a choice, and like you said, if John said, if all of us went to SLU, and that me, Chris, and Lauren talked about that all the time.
Game changer.
Right. They was like, "Howdy, man, you go to SLU. We coming right behind you. We promise we'll be there."
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, all right, let's do it.
So your thoughts on what they said about Mizzou?
Yeah, that was real.
For real? Okay.
Yeah, that was real. It was real. I kind of wanted to overcome that. I didn't want that to
Continue to be a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want
break that cycle to how they St. Louis players.
Yeah, that was for sure a stigma. I didn't really know exactly what it was, but I knew some of my support staff was from Mizzou, which were white guys, and a few black guys that I knew, and it was just like I can handle myself wherever. I can handle myself wherever. I can get through it, but I just didn't anticipate the coaching change at the time. That was the only thing that kind of really threw me off. I wasn't prepared for that. I felt like I was prepared for everything, but I wasn't prepared for a coaching change, and that kind of threw me off. But I think Mizzou is a small town, so it's compacted. So really at that time, anything you do, people are going to know about it.
Okay.
So you're not really getting away with much. So I think it all depends on how you navigate that joint, you know, and what you do for yourself and if you're at the right places and, you know what I'm saying, you don't have any bad name behind, because it's going to get back to the Lou already. So everybody up there is mostly from the Lou. So you're not really escaping anything. So it's really on you on how you want people to kind of perceive you and see you, because if they see you a certain way, it's going to get back here. You know, so I think that has a lot to do with it too. A lot of the kids are from St. Louis up there too. So you're not really escaping much or trying to come up with a new identity.
Let me ask you this: the racial issues that Mizzou got on the national spotlight back in 2016, homecoming parade, talked to that president, trying to tell them, and not getting their attention. But when that came out to the light, and then the football players were ready to boycott, were you surprised at that? Two things: surprised about the racial, disparities of the racial discrimination coming to the limelight, and then that a football team ready to get behind the blacks and like, hey, we support y'all, we gonna boycott, they don't make changes.
I was in L.A. at the time, but that was big time when a football team stepped up and they did their thing. I didn't anticipate that at all, but that was huge. You you kind of knew it was around there. I really didn't really see it firsthand as much like the other kids said they saw it. I think they were in a different position than I was. I was more kind of. I wish I would have did more now.
Do you think because they're non-athletes probably saw more compared to athletes were sheltered off and you stuck in y'all
that's what I was just going to say.
Okay.
Yes, I was kind of stuck in my little bubble. I was stuck on my routine. So I was kind of shielded away from a lot of that, and I really didn't dive into much they were doing on campus like I should have and would change about my situation now. Okay. So I kind of stayed away from it, but I kind of knew it was kind of out there and it was around. But that was kind of bad. Shout out to Mike Middleton, Julie Middleton, my cousin. He was the associate dean up there going through trying to fix all this stuff at the time. Okay. Mike Middleton and his wife Julie Middleton, which is they're my family that's up there. But I think he did a good job of trying to, you know, I wouldn't say fix it, but kind of calming things down and getting, you know, everybody got to be level-headed, and as long as everybody's on the right wavelength and pattern, you know, some changes can be made. But if everybody's just sporadic and all over the place, but I think he did a real good job of just calming everybody down and getting everybody to kind of listen and kind of coming up with some type of plan and resolution to kind of go forward, at least, you know, because I think at the time I thought the whole damn school was going to shut down or something like that. You know, I think it kind of got that bad. It's like, what's going on? But, yeah, we just got to keep pushing.
So, earlier you brought up how the coaching change pretty much rocked the world we used at Mizzou, and that happened during what, your junior year, sophomore year?
Sophomore year going to my junior year, because I had 2 years of Quinn too.
And who took over? Was that Quinn Snyder?
Quinn Snyder.
Okay. So I take it the relationship between you and Norm wasn't nearly as close, or excuse me, between you and Quinn wasn't as close as it was with you and Norm, or how was the relationship?
It was cool, but I wasn't their guys.
And he didn't recruit you.
Yeah, he recruited me, and that was some BS, to be truthful, because I really worked my butt off, and I was. I really should have left, to be truthful. We want to keep it 100. We want to keep it 100. I should have left. It would have been a good time for me to go back to SLU, to be truthful, maybe, or something else.
Hey, Larry, go ahead and stay.
Larry, he was about to leave.
Larry was to leave.
Yeah, that would have been cool, but that Duke stuff got me.
Yeah.
Dude came from Duke. He came in looking like a fresh white boy with golden hair. Yeah, it looked cool. That shit looked cool, and I already was fascinated with. I want to know what they doing. You finna bring that stuff here?
Right.
You know, yeah, he about to bring all that here. I was like, oh well, shit, I'm staying. You know, and I learned a lot. I'm not even gonna lie, I learned a lot, and it really helped my game, to be truthful. But he didn't play me like he should have been playing me. At the time, he needed more big, so I'm kind of like that in between of guard and big. So he played me somewhat out of position. But I was still doing my thing every day in practice and killing and doing all the stuff that they required and that they were preaching, and it never panned out. Yeah, like that's some bullshit.
Because let me see, by the time I got I went to Lincoln, but we had Mizzou basketball players used to come down there.
Okay.
The
Where
fun
you was at
time.
Lincoln?
2000.
2000, okay.
So like a big AJ Stokes.
Yeah.
All them.
During the hot girl years, you know, the not City Girl. We talking about Cash Money.
Yeah. Lincoln was popping
Now,
out.
wait. Don't get off track here with him. He goes sideways for the wrong stuff. What you talking about?
That's the right stuff, baby.
It was
I
for
was
sure
like, talking about
popping.
because of those Mizzou places come down there. Which they did. Since I follow basketball and football, and
Yeah.
I saw them at the
A
party
lot
and
of
stuff.
football
But
players going to.
yeah, they were too. So I just remember that group there. That was one of the basketball players at Lincoln actually was friends with AJ because they were from Detroit. They used to play ball.
Yeah.
Together. So yeah, I remember him,
bros.
Stokes, and a couple other cats.
Yeah.
So I remember that group getting a lot of time, and that was like probably like the.
That was
Individual
his.
year.
That was his. That was his second year.
Okay.
That was. So that was kind of like his first real class.
Okay.
Was
he
AJ
touched
and them.
recruited. See?
Yeah. See, the year before that, it was cool because he needed me. It was cool. And you know, he only brought Kareem in, but that was still kind of Norm's
Rush.
recruit. But then AJ and Wes and them were there. That was his first guy. So I kind of felt like he kind of shunned me out a little bit for them. But you know, I still like I said, I still learned a lot. The relationships that I gained from Mizzou was big time.
Okay.
You know, it was big time. So, you know, I'm gonna stay positive and take the good things and take something from that experience. So I ain't over here down and out at all. You know, it just didn't go my way the way I really wanted to go. It kind of goes back to I think the universities can do a lot for the athletes that graduate. They can do a hell of a lot more for those guys.
Hey,
Oh my
guys.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, hold that thought real quick. We have a call from our third member from the platform Sports Talk
Okay.
Show.
All right.
Stan, he's on the phone. What's going on, Stan?
Reporting live from Breckenridge, St. Anne, St. John, that area. You know, just another night out here delivering pieces that go out looking for another Wednesday.
That's
I'm
what's
trying
up.
not to like this, but hopefully, you know, I have no incident like that last time. Ooh-wee. Not trying to do that. I just wanted to call in, show some love to our guest. Mr. Parker, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Hey, Bernie, how you doing? Hope you're doing good.
What up, Stan? You know I'm doing well, holding it down like
I
always.
hope you're doing well.
Everything is good on the way.
All right. Yes. Wanted to come in. How far along in the questioning did y'all get? Because, you know, it's a line of questions.
Yeah, we're going through his college years right now at Mizzou, and he was just telling us how his year got rocked when Norm Stewart got abruptly pretty much forced to leave,
retire.
and then Quinn Snyder came in, and because Quinn Snyder came from Duke, and he probably he had his own set of players that he was trying to bring in, that it kind of changed his whole relationship with playing at Mizzou. And Johnnie Parker felt that he more than likely should have left Mizzou during that change, but he went on the stage.
Good recap. Yeah, that boy good. Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So right now we're just touching on that.
Oh, yeah. I had a quick question. I'm glad we were in the college days. I was wondering if there were any weird pregame, like, at the stadium rituals or something you had to do on game day to make sure that you knew you were going to show out when it came time.
As long as I took a nap.
Got me rejuvenated, refreshed.
Yeah, as long as I took a nap before going to the gym, I felt nice. You know what I'm saying? If I just stayed up the whole day and then just went straight to the gym, I feel a little yucky. You know, but like that waking up from that nap is like early, mid-evening, sun about to go down, then going to the gym. It's a better feeling, man. It feel good. You can smell the
He's
popcorn.
like a new man, don't you?
Oh yeah, take that shower, a nap in the shower. Yes, sir.
That does it for you right
Yeah.
there.
And now think about it, you played during the time at the Hearn Center, not the
Hearns,
the
Not the
Mizzou Arena.
I'm a Hearn Center guy all day.
So in comparison to the Hearns and Mizzou Arena, which environment do you like better? just from your
Hearn Center.
Yeah, because like to me, I loved how it was just straight up. You know what I'm saying? The
People was over
seats,
you. It was
they
closer.
right over you. It was an intimate feel.
Yes.
They right on top of you.
Yes.
It kind of brings more energy, you know, when you're playing.
Yeah.
Now
I
these arenas in which is more spacious.
Yeah, but
You know.
honestly, no shade, but hopefully that Kwanzaa Morton gets it done. Mizzou Arena hasn't been filled to capacity like to get there on a regular season. They've had it open probably on a couple of good winning seasons where you've had people in them seats all around. You haven't really seen them match.
It's state of the art.
Yeah.
But I'm old school. I like that old school feeling. It was like you going into the Tigers den.
Right.
It wasn't outdated, but it was still kind of updated. But it's like you ain't going in there with that pleasure. It's like, oh, look at this.
Right.
Like, no, you finna go and get your ass whooped real quick. Yeah.
Right.
And no, I'm gonna put you over here in some closet area or whatever, and that's y'all room. Get on over there.
Enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
Enjoy.
what? If that
For
mindset
sure.
will work for the younger generation now that's up and coming, they may have it. But you know, if it's recruiting, they all And that's unfortunate because, like you said, the players ain't gonna be in them seats. Y'all on the court or on the bench.
Yeah.
You get your butt whooped, and you getting the butt whooping out. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a good feeling. You getting whooped and you in this state of the art building and you got all this plus stuff everywhere and you getting whooped
Because
you know,
all I've heard over the last 5-6 years is that all Mizzou has is state of the art equipment.
That's what I'm saying. They have not. You haven't
that.
seen it in capacity with fans because they haven't had the season where people want to come and see. Again, Kwanzaa kind of changing. I hope the best one.
when Mike Porter was there, they was in
Well,
that
yeah,
joint.
but he played that one game and that's it. So people were there, but they didn't get to see the potential of the talent on the court, which they did okay. But like you said, Porter
I
got
was
it.
there and I was pissed.
You just like, and I've been to the arena and in one game, and I saw a lot because people weren't there. I mean, just say that.
And Stan can tell you, when Michael Porter Jr. arrived, I was one of the most hypest people, that was so excited to see what he's gonna bring to
And what did he bring you, Snoop?
Hey, we all know
What
what
did he
happened.
bring you?
Yeah, he brought you.
We all
Well,
know
you
what
gonna
happened.
see what I can do on the court 2 years from when I came to Mizzou. Look at the NBA now. Look at who's going to
He
the Western
put
Conference
butts in the
Finals.
seats.
Right, but
Right.
the
He definitely
talent
said-
you didn't see. He said you got to wait 2 years to see the talent what I can bring, and look what's going on now.
Right.
2 years later.
Speaking of the conference finals, Lakers in 4. Let's be real. Well,
I
5.
give y'all one. No, give
LeBron
me
has been a gentleman about it.
Oh yeah, we gonna say that. Then we talk to after we get through with Johnny Parker. But I want to stay with this Mizzou arena. Frank Haight, he had those 2 years.
Yeah.
And he sold out Mizzou arena.
He knew that smoke was coming. He said, "Well, there's smoke, there's fire. Let me get out this piece." He gave out 2 and was gone.
Well, I mean,
and what happened afterwards?
He was the reason though. He kind of made that.
I know, but that's why we got 2 years, and you just like, oh, that's when you see the arena be looking like and feeling like,
it was
and then
crazy.
boom. But it was so short lived. That's why I said for the years they've had it, you haven't really got to see it consecutive years where it's rocking and you feeling that energy. The people not engaged, like that.
And Johnny, so I pretty much may have an answer just from what you already said earlier, but I'm gonna still ask you this anyway. Do you feel that you accomplished everything that you wanted to at Mizzou?
No, not completely. No. It's still like some stuff that was left on the table. I feel like we can't turn back the clock.
Right.
Can't go backwards. But like I said, I try to take the positive things that I've encountered at the university and just take it on with me. Like I said, man, a lot of my connections and people that I've met while living in California has a lot to do with Mizzou.
Okay.
Like for sure. So I don't know. You can go either way, but I think that's what college is for. If you're not there connecting and gaining relationships and stuff like that, then you're losing out, because those are going to be the relationships and the connections that later in life that's going to hook you up and get you going and stuff like that.
And as you said before, don't have that tunnel vision where you're only looking at, I want to be successful in basketball and be NBA star.
Yeah.
Have your plan A's, plan B's, etc. Try to focus on what can I do to provide multiple streams, of income, of opportunities to rise. So if basketball didn't work out, boom, I still got this going on.
Yeah.
Well, let's say this. Even if basketball do work out, I've seen guys fall off because they don't know what else they want to do.
Right.
So it ain't really about the money. Once you get the money, that's just one thing. So what else are you going to do? So it's like you only can sit in the house and play around with your toys and your money for so long.
Right.
Before you start feeling like a loser with money.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's a different aspect.
Yeah.
Loser with money.
You feel like a loser with money because it's like, because either is people going to be looking at you now, so it's like, okay, what are you doing with yourself?
Right.
Yeah, you got a couple $1 million or whatever, but it's like, all right, who else? What else are you? What else are you doing? So it's gonna get to you.
Yeah.
Eventually it's gonna get to you, and so it's not about the money, and you're gonna feel like an even bigger loser as you're spending the money as it's going. You know, so it's like, okay, you just spending. So what else are you gaining? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it gets to me when I spend. You know, so I can imagine.
Oh my goodness.
That's too much, bro. So
Uh-oh.
don't listen, not go there.
Please, somebody spin. Wait a minute now.
Yeah. We talk finances now. Come on now.
Hey, I can have a whole segment on that too. What's up?
So Bunny brought him up earlier. We actually had him as a special guest a few months ago. Council Martin.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on what he's doing with Mizzou? Now I know he's had bad luck, of course. Michael Porter Jr.,
Yeah, that wasn't his fault.
John Tate Porter Jr. Other injuries has occurred to key guys that could have bought more butts, more busted seats, possibly more wins, going to the tournament more, etc.
Getting more recruit or hired.
Right.
Recruits.
But overall,
I like Konzo. I dealt with him a little bit when I was in California. He was recruiting one of my players when he was at Cal. But for me, if you are not here in St. Louis putting in that work, then you ain't talking about nothing. If you're from Mizzou, and besides what Jihadi said, my problem is they're not established here enough for me. I don't know, maybe it's something that I'm not seeing, but they're not established enough here in the city for me. And it should be a clear connection. It should be Jason Tatum, I'm a senior, I'm going to Mizzou.
Right.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? My man that just went to North Carolina,
Love,
should be going to Mizzou.
Cameron Fletcher.
What are we talking about, bro? We got
Kobe Clark.
Yeah, we got talent. We got what's up?
Right.
So, but I think it's the connect. Like I said, I think Courtney Ramey should have been at Mizzou, but they also
he chose Texas.
I mean, he get his dad, Terrell Ramey, on here. Good people.
Yeah. So I mean, it should be going hard. They should be here. I mean, they should be getting on our nerves because they're around here. Why wouldn't Konzo Martin want to be at your radio show every damn week? Like, you should be saying like, no, Coach, I just had it. He should be here trying to, get on, talk to the kids.
Sound like a consultant over here. Sound like a recruiter. Wait a minute, we speaking of job for real.
Konzo, holla at Johnny Parker.
Hey, man.
Yes, we are here for
Mizzou,
this.
I know y'all watching.
I know y'all listening. Come on.
There you
We
go,
got
plug,
connections. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Plug.
Don't work
Shameless
this. We
plug.
support each other.
Yeah.
That's what we all in.
But that's what I was doing a little bit in California. Like I said, after Mizzou, man, I did graduate. That was a huge accomplishment. I graduated in 4, but that's because I went to summer school every summer. So I advise those basketball players or football players to stay your butt on campus in the summertime. Don't go home. Stay there and go to summer school. And I did it in 4. That was like, for real? I'm on track to graduate? Like, yeah. So I graduated, but then again, the guys and women who are not going straight professional and they need that help after they graduate, it should be some set to the side for those kids.
Oh, that's what
or young men and young women. I ain't gonna say kids. They're men and women. So that's not amateur sports anymore. Like, they should be compensated with something. So it's like, okay, you gave me 4 years. We made some money off of you. You got your education. All right, bye. It's like, huh?
So that's my thing. And a consultant as well / what I was talking to somebody this a while back. I said, I know how if you are not an athlete, you're in college, everybody has advisors, especially when you register your classes with or when you're in your major, that person or your dean or whomever, right? So when it comes to athletes, they need to be able to have that just for athletes. I don't care, not just for the money making one, not football and basketball. I don't care if you're a baseball player, a volleyball athlete, lacrosse, swimming, whatever. Because you got there on a scholarship, they gave them money, they gave it blood, sweat, and tears. Leaving them hanging to dry is not right. Now, if you got these you have career centers, sometimes the colleges have that, and these college fairs will come to your campus as well. But it still looks like athletes are left behind. Again, not the ones that just make the money.
We don't get so much access to those kind of events and stuff because we have practice or we have games and stuff like that. So I think they do have some things set up, but that's almost like going to go get a lawyer. They have it set up like it's a lawyer that will come and kind of help you and stuff like that.
Because once you're, especially if you're on your last year of your scholarship or whatever, whether you're a 4 or 5 year player.
I need to have a portfolio or something.
I mean, exactly. And then nothing else, because we know that the jobs that help, specifically the money making ones, which is basically football and basketball. Around the country, it's always parents looking for trainers or coaches, anybody who did D1 or even D2 basketball to train their child. So that's one way of making money, not just doing a regular 9 to 5. But like I said, the athletes that are swimmers, lacrosse, volleyball, who don't have a professional league or any, they can do training too. But I'm like, if they want to go into sports management, not using a degree or going to representing their friend that's a football player is going to a league, like they need accountants, they need people, real estate agents, they need a whole bunch of other stuff that we as normal people do ourselves, but somebody can do, and that can build a relationship and a lifeline. But get the tool, that's just not right. And you're using these students and leave them out to dry. It's like, come on now. And if they want to do 9 to 5, if it's not the coach, then send it up with the AD for all these athletes. You guys are getting paid to do some jobs, or these kids are giving their blood, sweat, and tears every day for and balancing academic work. So once they're about to graduate,
almost like
need to fix this.
the college still have to figure it out themselves.
And that's not right, because non-athletes again have career services. They have the regular advisors they can go to. So come on now.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out themselves, but they got it has to be more. It has to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It's gotten deep here on the platform Sports Talk Show, but that's what it's all about, man. Bunny's over here emotional, y'all. It gets real. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Bunny.
And on the phone we have. There we go, and special guest.
Coach Parker, a.k.a. Peasy, a.k.a. JP, a.k.a. Hoofball, a.k.a. Milkbone.
I ain't gonna cry that much. Hold on. Now, all this here, all these a.k.a. First of all, I am a Delta. My forwards don't want to keep hearing my a.k.a. They tune into the show.
I just want to make sure they know who I am.
I bet you had it the first time, but not again, okay? My forwards don't want to keep hearing the a.k.a. stuff. And number 2 or 3.
We ain't trying to no fight.
All it is. You get your 2 names, okay, and then we gonna put the rest up on your pages. So I can't keep up, Coach. See, I'm trying to promote you, but I can't keep up with all the names.
I got you.
I love it. All right, so Coach, tell us about Hoop Phi Basketball Academy.
What a blessing. Well, actually, while I was at Mizzou, a lot of the frats were trying to get a few of my teammates to kind of join, and I kind of took offense to that. And I think it was me and DB Ray, Corey Tate. We came up with our own fraternity. So we came up with Hoop Phi at the time. We really just making fun. Just having some fun, but I really wanted the camaraderie with my guys. I didn't want them to get sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? I want to have fun with my guys. I don't want them to be having fun with the the Qs and the Alphas and all this stuff over there. So like we're our own fraternity, man. It's Hoop Phi. So we had T-shirts made, all of that, and it was cool. But in my professional career, playing on these different European teams, they always have academy-based programs, and that's where I kind of knew where I kind of wanted to start coaching. I didn't know I was wanting to start coaching until I saw that. And just like the soccer pro teams, the basketball pro teams, they have academies, so they go back and they work with the kids in the middle of it. So those kids in there, they doing fundamentals. They working. They got a whole program set to where, you know, they have games. They do their fundamentals every day, and they go to school. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, we don't really do that much in the States. We just play games and stuff like that. But there's really no academy-based programs. It's more like you go to camp, you play some games, and you do your thing. Right. Yeah, that's it. And I thought that was great. And I was at the time, I was like, these European dudes come to take our jobs. They playing better than us. Mm-hmm. You know, they hooping. And I was working a couple of teams. I always worked with the kids. And I was like, man, I was actually going to live in Europe. I was going to stay over there. I enjoyed it over there. One of my aspirations when growing up is like I wanted to see the world. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I had other things besides going to the NBA. It's like I want to see the world. I want to go see what they doing in different areas and stuff. Mm-hmm. So basketball created that for me. So I was working with those kids, and I was like, man, I was at the end of my career, and I was like, I need to get back to the States and work with the damn kids back at home, man.
Did you have any aspirations of playing pro ball overseas?
It's just I'll take it. It was just like, yeah, I wanted to make some money hooping.
By any means?
By any means necessary. I wanted to make some money. So if that means in Europe, cool, because I already want to see the world and stuff, and I want to see what's going on. If it means the NBA. So I went out and I played in the NBA Summer League when it was in Long Beach, in L.A. And that was man, that was wild. There was a lot going on out there.
Good or bad, or both?
Both. It was just wild, and it was hard to. At first, it was hard to navigate because it was so many players, so many teams. It was like everybody aging out there. Everybody's like, "Who are you,
Johnnie?"
How many
players you talking about?
Oh, it was a lot, thousands.
Really? They made Summer League? Wow.
You ain't the only one trying to make it to the league.
I know, but I wasn't thinking like thousands. Like
man, it was hundreds of players. It was a lot of players, free agents and stuff at the time.
This
so it was like
what's that thing? The NBD. What do you call it?
Yeah, the G League.
G League.
Yeah. So I'm out there. I'm thinking I'm nice, even though I didn't get drafted or whatever. I can hold my own and do my thing. You ain't the only person trying to make the league, homeboy. Right. You know, and it really don't matter how nice you are. It depends on your connections. I'm way nicer than you, but you got that agent over there and I don't.
Right.
Or you played in this camp a couple of months ago and I didn't play, so you kind of got noticed. But I'm nicer than you. Don't matter.
They're not looking at that.
It's all about who you know.
Who you know, who knows you.
All about who you know. So that's a whole different type of game than just being nice.
So that comes the business side of things. Just
here come the business side. Here come your connections. Here come what you've been doing in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th. Where you go play at? Who did you play in front of?
You know what?
Yeah, who did you?
Last Thursday, my iPod said
he did say
that's one thing he did not do was burn bridges because you never know.
You never know. Yeah,
you never know. Back again, couple years, 4 years, 6 years.
And that's serious for a lot of young kids, especially top players, seniors, guys going to college. You don't want to burn no bridges because it will get to the next level. It will get to a GM or it will get to somebody. And now all of a sudden somebody think that you're an a-hole because they heard something. But you're really not that. That's just a situation that you were in.
Right.
But now that's who people think you are. So now you got to overcome that. That's too much for me. That's too much.
Like,
oh man,
like, forget that's the talent. Now so much more, but that's also becoming an adult. When you're taking on a lot more responsibility and navigating, trying to figure it out now. Yeah.
So and then the other thing about the fame, I never wanted to be famous. I'm not in this shit to be famous. I like my freedom. I like going to the store and, people not on me or asking me questions.
Hey, aren't you? Hey, then
yeah.
Can I get a picture? Can I get out of here?
Or I just can't be normal because it's like now you're an NBA guy, so you got to look a certain way or you got to drive something. I'm not about that. I'm grounded. I grew up, my family were gospel singers, famous gospel singers. My grandma, we used to travel around the country and sing at different churches and stuff like that. And I was able to kind of, learn about the Lord that way and stay with my family and be grounded. And I don't want to make my aunties mad. I don't want to make my people mad. So I stay grounded to what I'm doing and don't do that crazy. That's not what we're about, so I'm not going that route. So throughout the world, different countries, I know who I am. I'm staying grounded. So it's nothing for me to go over to China. It's nothing for me to go to Russia or whatever. And I know who the Lord is. I know who watches my back. So I'm cool. That was easy for me.
God, yeah.
I know who my Lord is for sure.
Hey, all right.
sure. So being down in California, man, that was it was difficult, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I went out there, my homeboy Keon Doolin was playing for the Clippers.
So yeah.
Keon was playing for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Kareem was playing for the Lakers.
Right.
Okay.
And it was on and popping.
LA connection.
LA life
LA
came
connection.
out.
So in the summertime, all the NBA guys, Magic Johnson, and everybody, we at there at UCLA hooping.
For real.
You know, and through the connections with them, I can go in there and hoop and hold my own. So as I'm in there working out and playing, I got my resume, I got my bio. Where your agent at? I'm going right to him. Hey man, I'm Johnny Parker.
Okay.
You know, that's easy out there in LA. That's LA for you. But if
Okay.
you out there, you messing around, you ain't about your business, you're gonna fall off. But it's easy to go to Starbucks and it's a producer, an agent, whatever. I'm going right up to you, go talk, bro. I got my tape right here. What's up? So I got plenty of jobs like that.
Okay.
I got plenty of jobs like that. Just being prepared on this dude agent in the gym.
Bam.
He hooked me up with him. Now boom.
Shouts out to Creatively Optimistic. Says great show. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you for tuning in. We need everyone to share this stream. Follow us, like us, subscribe on YouTube. Click on that.
Bell.
Because anytime we go live,
You get notified.
it is. All right, so Coach, you pretty much answered my question earlier. We talked about Hoop Fi. Now, did he answer your question, or did you had a question earlier?
asked it.
Okay.
Well, let me go a little bit more on the
I'll
hoop
take
side.
my contact out while
Yeah.
I'm crying.
Sure. Let me go more and
Time on the show. No.
yeah.
So emotional.
Right. Just get so deep and personal with it.
That's how the show needs to be.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Raw uncut.
Because it gives people a different look on what you have been through. Because
Yep.
you know everybody sees the star or you know playing basketball, coaching, but they don't see what you have went
The
through.
grind,
Peaches and
the stuff
cream.
you have to endure, like the connection, all
Oh,
of
yeah.
it. See,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all when the lights
Yeah.
turn off. Now we see what's really
Right.
Oh
what it's
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
Like when we had Kyle's on the show a few months back, like he was telling us how he was a back catcher.
Right.
I was
You
like,
never knew
what?
that. And you're a baseball guy. People like, well, I would never thought that either.
Yeah.
So you know, just nice stuff like small stuff. They be like, I never saw it coming. But you know, that's what this show is about. Is to not try to be like Oprah or anything, but it's still about just getting.
We ain't trying to fix nobody's life like that.
No. But, you know, we just all about just getting the realness because
Getting that real.
people need to see what they could be in store for. If you have a high school promising high school guy, who's the guy, what he or she can expect. Cause I gotta say she.
Thank you.
Because for the ladies,
Yes.
y'all
Right.
doing y'all thing as
Yeah.
well. So it's just
Girls
very
going
important
hard.
to see what they can look forward to. You know, when the time comes for them.
Get you a business going. Promote your business as early as possible. Young fellas, get you something going.
A lot too. So we like support each other, support black-owned
Yeah,
business, support
get you
anybody.
something going.
Yeah.
But that's where I came. Like after I decided I didn't want to be in Europe anymore, I decided to go back to Los Angeles because I had some connections out there. I wanted to get deep into the AAU world, you know, and with the elite athletes. I just didn't want to just do some coaching or whatever. I wanted to get into it.
Right.
Because I knew. So I went back out there and I worked with guys like the Pump Brothers that used to be with Adidas. You can Google them. I worked with just doing their camps. And because I knew Quinn Snyder and some of my other coaches, they kind of opened up the door for me in LA because a bunch of those guys knew Coach Q. And I already had connections with Kareem and Keon. Some doors were able to open up. So I started doing their elite camps. And training, that's at that time, I think like James Harden was like a freshman or a sophomore or something like that. So I kind of got into that area. And there's a book that's called Play Their Hearts Out by George Dorman that you can read. And it kind of gives you the insight of like that AAU world and what to expect and how guys are kind of somewhere, how to navigate better. Not get trapped into you and your child getting used up, basically. You know, so I was real big on that, and I kind of wanted to start coaching, so I ended up coaching at Beverly Hills High School.
Okay.
I got a job at Beverly Hills High School, and my team was 24-4.
Nice.
Wow.
And it was one of the best records in the school history, and end up training a lot of the players in the off season. And I raised like maybe 14, 15 grand, and it was like, we want to build a team.
Wow.
So I said, yeah.
So, are you familiar with the show All American, or you heard of the show All American?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you were at the time when I know they said it's loosely based off of a real person. It was at Beverly Hills High School. Was that around the same time, or was that before? Or
No, I think it was probably after.
Okay.
At that time, but some of that stuff is real. You know, it's real out there.
Okay.
It's real for sure.
Like
Yeah. In LA,
school sport, okay.
Yeah, in LA you can get on quick if you can navigate your stuff the right way, because you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the agents, you got
everything.
It's right there, all of it. But I coached at Beverly Hills for a while, and then I met one of my good friends, good brother, Chris Brownlee, that was at Lawndale.
Chris Brown, what?
No, Chris Brownlee. Chris Brownlee, yeah.
Easy, not that.
No, we coached at Lawndale High School together, and had a really good team, and that's where I made Hoop Fi. And I wanted to kind of, I researched a lot about different coaches that I like, and I really like John Wooden, and I like his pyramid of success.
Okay.
And
Definitely had that.
Yeah, he had success. So with a lot of his teams, so I kind of built my pillars off of leadership, unity, and brotherhood.
Okay.
And I kind of teach, through that, through those pillars. And a couple of my teams, we end up being real good. A couple of players touched the league that I worked with. I ended up working with the Nike program with the Oakland Soldiers a little bit, and they kind of put me on that scene. I ended up seeing St. Louis Eagles and Brad Beal through that whole process. But I was out on the West Coast.
Speaking of which, so now that you're back here, are you doing anything with Bradley Beal Elite?
Not as much, no. They kind of got their own thing kind of going on right now. They know that I'm here, and they can call me whenever they want. I'm real cool with those guys, but I'm more into kind of like doing my own thing, getting my own stuff going.
Got you.
And I have just as much contacts and connections as they have on my own, so I can kind of reach and touch kids as I go along. I kind of have my own eye for talent.
Okay.
I might not like the same guys you like. I like this guy because I see and I know in a couple of years he's going to be that guy, with the right teaching and the right, leadership around him. So I like kids like that.
Yeah.
Good. Anytime somebody brings up a AAU, I always ask the questions. So you said you read that book by Gorman about the AAU world and all that.
Yeah.
So I've been to the AAU specifically with basketball, because I know they do all sport or a lot of sports. Been to games. I see the hype. I've traveled and gone to big tournaments. And my thing when it comes to the AAU, specifically in high school, so nowadays kids are ranked as early as 8th grade.
Yeah.
So with all the hype and stuff that some of these kids give in the AAU teams, is it too much too soon, or do you think the kids, because the fundamentals aren't taught to me, or from what I see, it's not taught as much when they're on these squads? It's more about the hype, highlight reels, so the coaches get them to recruit them. Like, you think it's lacking on some of the AAU teams, the basic fundamentals of basketball for them to be college ready, or is it they got the talent, they got the skills, and they just
all of that. That's why I said when I saw that those kids in Europe were working on and mastering fundamentals, I knew that was it. We don't do that here. We more athletic. We got game. Yeah, we got highlights.
Okay.
We got game, but they're really playing the game. They're learning the game. So
that's my question. So I'm glad you're starting to do this, and maybe some other coaches in other parts of the country doing it. But why isn't it emphasized more? These college coaches, the successful ones, they like athleticism or whatever. They like in these skills, especially to be able to interpret these plays or be able to be have the basketball IQ. Just highlight reels and the flashing is in the teach that.
Just put people in the seats.
So the coaches,
it's a business.
It is. So with their philosophy is certain way of having skills, they just get certain places to do that, and other people that athletic just do your thing. I mean, I'm thinking of certain coaches.
They just want that star player who can put people in the seats.
To get the money,
you can be normal. You can be normal. He's normal.
And
I want that one guy. He gonna put everybody in seats, and y'all gonna do all the kind of other stuff.
The regular normal.
Yeah, so we can mask. I can mask him. I can mask him, but we ain't really looking for.
Okay.
We ain't worried about if he can play. Yeah.
That person won't go past college either because of the NBA. It's going like, wait a minute, we still need something and you ain't bringing it. Some people can, but some can't.
Like I said,
It's
man, I can
smaller,
put out a
smaller.
highlight video real quick. I can go to one camp, turn that camp out. I'm on. I'm on.
I got you.
That don't mean I know how to triple threat. That don't mean I know how to
And that's
pivot.
basic, though.
That don't mean I know how to shot fake whip through.
But wait, that's the whole thing. Like
Unless you're basic, you learn young.
I've been asking the last few weeks to our guest is the sport mentality because they're so used to always just having that things go their way.
Right.
So you're not gonna have that certain coach at that time, or they may teach it, but they may not stress the importance of it to that star guy because his head's already in the clouds.
Right, and they keep pumping them. He's at the highlight
Right.
reels to get the recruits
Right.
looking at me, so that it's not necessary. And if you're talking about spoiled, again, then that's not just on the kid, that's the coaching, because they're still learning. They're still boys trying to be men or girls trying to be women.
And
so
that's why he emphasized earlier about why he chose Norm Stewart, because he wasn't just like, okay, yeah, come on, let's just get you. No,
Yeah.
he knew that Norm was going to challenge him
put
Yeah.
in
the
work.
way that he needed to be challenged and not be just everybody. Here's the store. You know,
If I'm not challenged, I'm bored.
yeah.
You want
I'm
to
bored.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want to be challenged. I want to play against the best dude. I don't want him on my team. I want to play against that dude.
Do you
know
still
what
have
I'm
a relationship right now with Norm Stewart?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Talked to him not too long ago.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. He actually asked me for a favor. Rascal to be true. Like what?
Hey, tell him he has to be
Yeah.
a guest on our show.
That's a favor right there.
Yeah. You gotta come here and talk.
Platform.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
bring it.
We need a guy like Norm to come and talk before
Yeah.
it's all said and
Exactly.
done. We need,
I know,
we need to pick
Norm,
your
you ain't been
brain.
out of the limelight for a while. We would love to hear
Hey,
you.
he funny.
Pick your
He funny
brain.
is all I do.
I mean, I just only remember seeing him on TV. Remember young me.
He's super
And he
funny.
seemed like he was real passionate on that court, boy. Up and down that sideline, boy.
So funny. So funny.
Yeah, man. It's definitely been a pleasure to get to know you
Man,
and
Coach
your
B.
story.
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
look, I
Hold
think
on.
having Coach
Hold
B.
on. So we gotta talk about the Yema Center.
Oh yeah.
Shit, what
yeah.
are we doing right quick before we get up out of here?
Oh no,
We not done
we
yet.
not
Oh,
done.
okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
we're
I'm
not
thinking
done
y'all
yet.
trying to end it. Like, hold on.
Oh, no.
Put on the break, but they gotta slam it. Just put the
We have
break.
a
We gotta
whole
talk
lot
about
more.
the Yema Center.
We have a whole lot more story.
Cause you know I got to say something about the Clippers now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Lord.
So you know we ain't got there yet.
And Stan gotta talk about the Lakers and etc.
Yeah,
so
so, yeah.
we have a whole lot more in store. Just want to say it's good to
Okay.
hear your story
Oh yeah.
and to
We
see
weren't
everything
cutting
you
your
come
mic
through.
off yet. Don't
Okay.
worry, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't kick me out yet.
So now,
Get my
now
issue
the
off.
floor, the platform is yours. Let everybody know about the Yema Center.
Yeah, well, it's a blessing to be back in St. Louis, to be truthful. I've been in LA since 2001, living on and off, and I decided 3 years ago to come back to St. Louis. I have my son here, so I wanted the opportunity to kind of raise him in the area where I grew up at. You know, everybody wants their kids to get a head start and kind of get, you know, have a healthy upbringing, and I thought I can bring him up in a better situation here. So I brought my program, Hoop-Fi, that I established out in LA. I brought it here, and I was working out of Webster Groves, out of the high school, because I coach and I teach there also.
Okay.
So in Hoop-Fi, I was building a basketball academy for our neighborhood youth. I wanted to, I can promote to St. Louis, but let me start in Webster Groves and get that together, then I can kind of build out from there. And I was doing an awesome job. I had over 100 kids. Then the COVID thing hit me. So it kind of set me back for another blessing, which I was able to kind of get my own gym now.
Nice.
Okay.
Hooked up with my guy, Brandon Kennard. Shout out, Brandon, with St. Louis Elite. We teamed up together, and we was able to kind of get a gym out in Jefferson Barracks area.
Okay.
And we were trying to come up with a name. We didn't want a cheesy name or anything like that, you know, since we got our own facility, youth facility. So we named it the Yema Center, Youth Education, Mentorship, and Athletics. You know, geared toward the youth and helping the youth and just giving them a area where they can go and feel safe, you know, and learn. I just got internet donated for a year. Thank God. I got TV donated for a year. I got, shout out to Ben Parimba.
Melodies.
Yeah, from heaven.
Rain Dance.
Sing,
All of me, please, Lord. But yeah, I had a good friend, Ben Parimba, with the Parimba Hospitality Group, has been really helping me out. He owns Olio restaurant that's on Tower Grove. He owns a few places in Tower Grove, and he saw the vision and was like, man, I'm all for this. So I've been blessed to get some really good supporters. So I got trying to put TVs in there. I'm painting in the gym right now. I'm painting it up.
Physical labor work.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So when can we come through?
Right.
And
we're gonna bless it for.
We're finishing up the painting right now in the next couple of days. So about this weekend, next week, we'll be back going.
Put that place down for a show.
Yeah.
There we go. We can do a show on the road from there.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Let's make it happen.
But yeah, for real. But the men have been using it pretty much every day.
Okay.
You know, with their open gym. I guess they kind of like it. They like coming over. They feel like it's homey. I'm with my business and how I do things. I wouldn't say cater, but I want to be hospitable to my clients. That's with any business. If I'm selling something or I got a place, whatever, it's more about, you know, them people feeling at home when they come in. So when they come in, I have a lounge that I'm fixing up top.
Comment.
What is that?
Brandon, we got you. We coming.
He's ready to go hoop now. Let's go.
Yeah, he's ready to go. That's right. Yeah, I got a lounge up there, so we want
like a players' lounge.
Yeah, no, I just call it.
In the playoffs.
No, see, y'all mind going wrong. Now, think about the players on the NBA. Come on, now.
Hey, turn up.
Why always don't getting crucified? Y'all mind going in.
No, this is G-rated. This is for the kids.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is a kids'
I
lounge.
know there's a show called Players Lounge.
Yes,
That's
man.
what I'm talking about. So why y'all kind of make me look like I'm just a ratchet one out here?
Kids for the babies.
Y'all not gonna worry me.
I'm trying to put some PlayStation and Xbox in there for the babies. Come on. No drink.
And we gotta bring out the St. Louis side out.
Yeah.
There you go. Now the real money. Please stand up. Please stand
The
up.
hand gotta come up. Like, come on now.
We ain't got no drink, but we got some drinks. We got some drinks.
Okay, what you
Some apple juice, some some milk. We get some Gatorade and stuff in there. We'll put it in the freezer.
No long on iced tea,
Yeah.
but we could have some sweet tea.
That's it.
Now who's messing
No
with you?
drink.
Now you ain't gonna put him on black. We gonna put me out there
some
like that.
drinks.
You just said it. Y'all ain't gonna worry me. I promise.
Alcoholic for the babies.
There we go. For
So
the kids.
so when the babies get through hooping, they can go upstairs, play some PlayStation, Xbox, some drinks,
Those
hang
were the
out.
players I was referencing the players lounge.
Yeah, those guys. Those
They
guys.
should like
Yeah.
play us. Like, no, I'm playing.
Those guys.
It's all
Yeah,
good,
but it's a
man.
beautiful area, man. It's really a blessing. It's a beautiful area. It's a lot of space. I'm trying to make it a great gym so the kids want to be able to come there and hoop and work out. You know what I'm saying? Do a lot of training, more than anything. But I'm gonna try to do a couple of leagues so they can play. But just trying to wait for this COVID thing to go through.
Please just go. Cause I mean, y'all holding up so much stuff right now.
So
It's
much
ridiculous. But at the same
Keep my
token,
blessings coming though.
but right,
Yeah, keep my
at the
blessings.
same token, like you just said, you continue blessings. I've been telling people that we're going through this pandemic, but it actually has helped our show because people who may have been busy have been available and they've been able to come here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people keep on
content.
looking for negative stuff all the time because of what's going on, but not looking at the positive aspect.
Yep.
And that's what people need to really
Disguise.
focus on is stop looking at, I can't go to the club, or I can't. We keep saying this every week, but start using your creativity.
There you go. When the pandemic is over with, you should have figured out something
Yes.
or come out with another idea or a way to help somebody better. Something
Yes.
positive that can help you or your family or a friend. I'm telling you, there's just so much out there when you can sit down and stop being so busy.
Right.
And your mind get to doing stuff and thinking, like, I can do
That's exactly where I'm
Bam.
at in my life.
Good.
Notebooks should be for more people to have notebooks like that,
Yeah.
or use your phone with different things like, man, let me do this and call this.
That's what I've been on. My boy Rico Cabrera out in Los Angeles, he been on me about writing things down, and as soon as it come through my head, and
Hey,
you know what I'm saying, I don't want to forget anything.
Vision boards,
I am the
people
same
do,
way.
people do vision boards in January, but it's not
Yeah.
September. You still need to have your vision going, okay? Just don't stop.
Hey, look,
Exactly.
I'm gonna say I don't write everything down. I type everything down on my notepad app.
Yeah, I I have to do that too. My memory is horrible, but this reminders, ding, ding. Like,
and you know, we ain't getting any younger, so we gotta make sure we go ahead and jot that stuff down right away. Now Stan, he different. He younger than us, so he
ain't got no problem with that.
He good.
I'll admit it. Shoot, I know. Like, I'm gonna forget. My brain ain't like it used to be. Okay.
Hey, I would go downstairs for something and forget why I came downstairs.
I had you know what? I remember parents used to say that. I was like, man, they tripping. How you forget that now?
Now you know.
I get it.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Up in age, baby.
It's crazy. Once again, for those who are watching the show and you're watching under Johnnie Parker's Facebook page, if you're leaving comments and questions and being funny, giving stories out, we can't see it. You have to comment under our page. You see it on your screen.
Yes.
And there we go. All right, so Stan, I believe you're ready now to discuss the NBA playoffs. Go ahead once again with what you were saying with with the Lakers.
Well, first of all, before we get to the Lakers, I want to speak about what is now called that other team in LA.
Uh-oh.
Hey, let's talk about it.
You have every right.
I'm ready for it, then. Let's talk about it.
You have every right.
They earned it.
I just need everybody, including New Balance, who thought that Kawhi Leonard would be the king of LA, to sit somewhere and count all 12 of those points and get back to me.
Oh.
And look, and he squeezed out.
Shouldn't take you long. He only had 12. And you know it's a bad game where the second highest scoring person is Patrick Beverly.
So let's
he
talk
had
about
2 points in Game 6, didn't he?
Man, I mean, Patrick Beverly isn't actually a scorer.
Right,
so.
he's a more defensive person. The thing I was going to say...
I mean, okay, so let's talk about the defense. Defense couldn't guard the Nuggets for 3 games.
Well,
3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you talk about that mess on defense. What was that defense, Patrick Beverly?
I don't know,
that
man.
Was trotting up, he was trotting back across the line like, yep, we gonna do it next year.
But you know what?
That pressure get to them.
Even at the pressure, but I was going to say, we talking bad about Kawhi, which is actually wasn't even him. I still say it's PG-13. And I know he admitted a couple weeks ago about he's in a dark place and all of that. I don't know what other NBA players are going through that because everybody's not going to publicly say the issues they have when they're not going. But PG-13 has been inconsistent since the bubble has been. Actually, let's go regular season. He actually, he was that factor that should have been consistent because, you know, LeBron knows all about being a scorer, being the best man, and everybody around you is crapping out, showing up, and then nobody there to help him out, and then he's going home early too. So now I see that he ain't with the Raptors did not do that to him, but he sees how the Clippers kind of left you out there to dry for the most part. Now, last game, everybody was shooting horrible. So that was a team effort on losing because nobody had shots going down. But prior to that, the
last quarter.
Well, the whole look, they was bricking so much, dude. I mean, how are you up by 8 and then down by 8 in the same quarter?
Right.
I mean, come on now. And they had the shot attempt. It's not like they weren't even getting shots off. They kept bricking. You bricking at the wrong time, especially when you got a game 7. On top of that, defense. Dude. All I say.
And Kawhi streaky shooters.
But Kawhi ain't that bad. Like I thought PG-13. I'm like, dude, what the heck? And like I said, before the bubble, he was doing stuff like this though. When he got with LA, I was like, okay, all this hype. Let's see.
He's not that type of player. He's not that type of player.
Once he left from Indiana. It really, because when Indiana, he was good. The injury happened. He bounced back. When he got to LA, I mean, because
he had one good season, 2 good seasons, one really good season.
And that was
OKC wasn't that bad either.
Danny Granger.
Yes.
It's LA. OKC was fine. When he got to LA this season, it's just like, what? This is not the time you choke. This is what you get paid to do. This is when you show up, dark place or not. You put the dark place on the side when you 48 minutes on that court.
And that's why his name is PG-13 because he cannot handle adult things.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Well put.
Shots fired.
That's the truth.
Well put.
Prove me wrong.
Because, and I say nothing because I'm like.
Because everyone knows that you're in a bigger spotlight when you get into the playoffs. The same way how you know Mizzou is in the bigger spotlight when y'all hit that big dance. The spotlight is bigger. You're gonna have binoculars. You're gonna have X-ray machines. You're gonna have all kind of stuff on you, and they're gonna watch everything you do every game, especially with it being a series.
You know my thing about adjustments.
Right, exactly. Because all about adjustments, and we've all just seen, and as you said earlier, Coach, PG just isn't that dude. Bottom line, he's just not that dude. And I had to admit to you and Stan, Bunny, because I know the beginning of the playoffs, who I say was going all the way.
And we was like, what?
The wrong thing.
Yep.
You're like, what? Okay.
Yep, because I thought that they had it. I had
Kawhi.
Kawhi. I had Kawhi out there also. But it's not solely on him. But they didn't get the job done.
They could have pulled it off again, even though they had the 3-1 lead in all those games they let go. Game 7 is still, if you had a number 2 person, nobody else showed up. That's why I said LeBron knows about that. But when Kawhi was in Toronto, he had the people that could sit there and help him with the scoring.
Man,
they did not show up.
Man,
it's like they didn't come on the court.
They had dogs. They had scores, better scores in Toronto than he had with this Clippers team.
And now he's seeing like, damn,
right.
man, I need
like, damn,
I did this for this.
That deal with Drake.
Exactly. I did this for this.
But you know,
Drake is too late now.
But you know, he wanted to go home. You know, LA was his home, and he felt it was the right opportunity. But here's the caveat: he has an opt out after next season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not guaranteed that he's gonna stay all 6-7 years.
No, he should.
I didn't think it was gonna be that long. Like he would stay. His personality. I'm just going with personality. He don't seem like he'd stay.
I don't understand why everybody thought that they was gonna win.
Because they picked a team to root against the Lakers. That's all they needed, a new team. They can't do the Spurs. They can't do the Warriors. They had to find a new team to go against the Lakers.
Also, Kawhi Leonard was hot, just coming from winning a championship in Toronto.
Just be happy y'all not in last place. I like the Clippers, and I like what they've been doing and how they elevated. Y'all not the crying stock of the league anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all have elevated, but I would like for them to go to the playoffs and the finals and then lose.
I mean, that's going to be LA second.
Or at least get to the conference final. Y'all haven't even done that.
Ever.
Which leads to my next question.
That would be big for them.
Is this the end, or should Doc Rivers be the reason why?
What I mentioned last week.
What?
You remember I said I heard it was Doc Rivers, but I ain't want to say now. I said that because of the time when he had the other 3. Jordan, CP3, and Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get it. And that wasn't the time when they had them and they had the injury season. It was the time they was that was the year before.
And also,
I told
they were
they
up
said
3-1.
then.
And also, they were up 3-1.
And I was thinking that in this game 7, I was like, man, but that adjustments, why? I know he has no control over them bricking. I get that. But I'm still as a coach, you got to find a way to have your players get some easy baskets, at least something.
Yeah.
You got to do draw the defense in, do a dish out, get a quick bucket up there, something. But I wasn't seeing, again, I'm not a coach, I'm not a player, so what do I know?
Now, Kawhi, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You want to see more fire.
Right.
More fire out of Doc Rivers, to be truthful, because at that stage, a lot of the players take their coach personality or whatever. So,
especially for a comeback.
Yeah.
And then plus, they're not going to admit it, but they had tunnel vision, and we're looking at the Lakers.
Because of 3-1, they like, we about to get this in the bag, bring on the Lake Show, but you got to do one game and ain't one shot.
Now, PG-13 said after the game last night that they didn't come in with the mindset of this is championship or bust.
They shouldn't have said nothing.
They came in with excuses.
That's BS.
I said that's an excuse, bro.
Right. That's BS.
Talking about make or miss league. They lived up to this make or miss league. Lived up to that because they was missing so much yesterday that you can't bring it on one game. But again,
I really felt like this was their time to really do more than what they've been doing, and I really was cheering for them. I wanted them to do more, so I think it's the fact, because of the trade and stuff, so people had that expectation to it. It's like, it's bigger than what they are. Shit.
I wanted to see the Clippers win just to see the Battle of LA for a conference, but that would be good basketball. Shut up some of these people that's talking like, here they here now, and you do adjustment. Ain't just one game here, one game. Y'all back-to-back game now. We don't even get it. But going back to what you said, Doc got a lot to do with it. I'm not talking about the fire, the strategy. Like, I'm not a coach, but I've been watching basketball a few years, and I just sometimes see when coaches make adjustments, you can tell when they don't, or the players getting them going like, hey, y'all, we was up 8, we down 8, fourth quarter's all,
Sam
let's go.
Cassell would have gave you that.
And he just the assistant, which I hope he can get.
Hey, man,
it's a vacancy out. It's a few vacancies.
Sam Cassell would have been up. He would have been moving around. He would have been on the court.
Give one of them their opportunity. Even Chauncey. Give one. There's some vacancies out there. Come on, y'all. But, again.
Who am I?
Exactly. Who am I?
The Clippers are exactly who we thought they were.
There it is. And
and the Nuggets let them out the bubble.
Okay, so now, Stan, that you have seen more games, hopefully, now can I ask you, do you see why I was so hyped on Michael Porter Jr.?
No.
I just said the defense is a little better, but hey, what did he say? He said the bench needed more touches on the ball, and they started seeming like it happened, and then
I like that. I had no problem with it, and my main thing is that as long as he, expressed that to his coach after the interview as well, don't just say it to the media, and then don't send them to you.
Do it in house first before it go public.
But
let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
He should have talked to the coach before he went to the media.
Yeah.
That's how that's how people always get in trouble. That's what happened with look, we saw it in the Last Dance. That's how Grant got excommunicated. That's how D'Angelo Russell got excommunicated. D'Angelo Russell was different.
He got in trouble.
That's different.
Put somebody's business out there like that, but
No,
that's different.
My thing is to me that shows how much you really want to win. It's not about you trying to get 30 points a game, but it's all about let's use all the parts around you, not just two guys, in which they're incredible. Jokic, Murray, they have been lights out.
But
Jokic
you won't win consecutively with just two people winning.
Exactly.
Ask the other people who are at home right now. Ask the Rockets.
Right. Because Jokic right now has to be the best big man in the game right now. Look at what he's doing. But you don't want to just focus your offense just on those two. You want to include everybody else because that's going to open the floor up.
Did you really just say he's the best big man in the league?
Yes, I did.
He did say that.
All right, bro. So you saying that just because he got Jamal Murray to ball out and make sure he gets through these games? Man,
No. Look at
the best big man in the league.
Coach Moose trying to tell you, Stanton.
Look at the last two or three seasons of Jokic and see how his game has evolved.
Listen to Coach Moose. He's trying to tell you, bro. He's trying to tell you.
Oh, Coach. It's evolved, yes, but
how you feel?
It has evolved, man. I don't know about being the best.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree or disagree.
Who you say right now is the best?
What's considered a big man? Like, is AD considered a big man?
That's where I was getting ready to go with this. I'm like, what's considered a big man?
And is there some big man?
Are we going big man by
position
or big man by height?
Thank you. That part too.
Yeah.
Position.
Because I feel like everybody is somewhat the same. Big man, like who's the most dominant right now? None. Nobody dominating for real. But
I'm trying to think of who are the big men out there on these rosters. Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, from the Embiid to Marc Gasol.
We know Embiid ain't dominating.
They all stepping out to the three.
Exactly.
Right, so I said they all.
So I'm trying to give you something, but I can't.
But they stretching it out now.
They stretching it out now. All the good ones.
Yeah. For you to have longevity in the league, you're gonna have to play that ball. You talking about how they do in Europe? The big man now, the new big man, got to come.
Because I like Porzingis.
So, right, but like you said, he's always out. But I feel that Jokic has better post moves than AD, because AD doesn't really go to the hole as much as he should. But I think he has a better solid foundation as a post man using post moves. And he uses it more, than AD. He don't have to be told, go to the hole. Like you hear Shaq and Charles Barkley always saying, why AD always taking these little jump shots?
He be out there too. But
AD game ain't just for the paint like that though. That's part. When he came to the league, he was doing that though. It wasn't like this is something he just developed. Right. So,
I like the way Miami looking. I like Bam from Miami.
Bam. Woo! And that block he made.
Everybody's talking
about that. My God.
That might be the best.
That's better than what LeBron did against the Warriors, because that was
Andre Iguodala.
No, it ain't.
You don't think so?
No, it ain't. And that ain't even LeBron. And that ain't even LeBron's best playoff dunk. You're not gonna act like he ain't reject Thiago, split it and spit that for 2 seconds. Like, yeah, I just did that.
Yep.
And then kept it pushing.
Yeah. The thing that sucked about it was that it happened to our own Tatum. It was like if it was anybody else.
And that was the game-winning block. Really, if he was scoring, that would have won the game.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him.
Look, let me say
that
too.
game if Tatum would have made this. So,
I was so disappointed in Jason Tatum yesterday.
Don't be.
I was like, come on, Tatum, man.
No.
To me, he made a bad decision going into the end of regulation, selling for that 3-point shot.
3-point, yes.
And not attacking the hole like he did against,
that's
overtime.
Them bumps and bruises, them learning mistakes.
Right,
But next season, I bet you he gonna have it like, okay.
Next season, he gonna do that next game.
He could have gave that dude
well,
something.
I don't think they're going. That's why I said next season. Like, I don't think they're going to the finals.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying next
You
season.
got
I'm
Miami.
jumping. Jimmy Bucket's gonna let you know. Look, y'all.
That whole team is. That whole team is just different.
And everybody that was sleeping on them. People were sleeping on Miami for a long time too. I know that.
Look, as long as Tyler Hero stays healthy throughout these playoffs, I got Miami losing in the final.
Ooh, okay. Now, I believe
Miami LA final.
I believe it's a possibility that Gordon Hayward may come back too.
Cool. I still got Miami losing in the NBA
I'm
final.
sitting like, okay, well, yeah, go ahead. But like I said, I want to see a Miami LA final. That, yes, over a Boston LA final. Give me a Miami LA final. Sign me.
Man, I can't say over a Boston. I feel
That's
like
fine, you can say that, but that's me though.
like Boston and LA. Come on now, that's a tale as old as time, and we ain't had that in 10 years.
Okay.
And then it would be like so
But you gotta
cozy
change
like
it up, though.
to happen
I
like
want to
that
see
too.
Miami
You
more
gotta
than
change it
Boston.
up though. I want to see Miami.
I want to see Miami more
Yes,
than
come
Boston.
on.
I love Tatum and shit, but
Boy,
Tatum need a next year. I'm for the hometown team too, but I'm a hometown person. Next year he do it, not now.
how much more change you want? The Warriors ain't in it. How much more change?
But when the Warriors come back, they're not gonna be the same Warriors. They still gonna be competitive and gonna be pushing, but they're not gonna be the same group that was dominating in these championships. I'm telling you, different. Father Time, I'm telling you, he make a difference. I'm telling you.
In other news, from the Lakers Rockets series, D'Antoni, he gone.
Thank God. And then somebody said, ESPN said he should be going to what's his team. I'm like, nobody should want him. Just stop coaching. Be a consultant.
Hey,
right.
I'll take him for a season.
No.
I'll take him for one.
Take him as an offensive assistant.
That's what I say, a consultant. That's consult from the sideline.
Right.
let it go.
Thank you. Nobody wants that style no more.
Let
People
it
want to
go.
have your career and do it and not be burnt out from him playing that run but down stuff
Let
like
it
that.
go.
Oh, no, you can shoot.
Nice
Don't do
try.
that. No. Call it a day and get somebody else in that position, i.e. a brother, and let's keep it moving.
So going back to the upcoming Western Conference Finals, Denver and LA, how do y'all see that series?
LA is 5.
I'm like,
They're not going. They're not fumbling that 3-1.
I thought LA
LeBron
was
like,
gonna
oh,
do
y'all
last
not gonna
game-
clown
last
me.
series in 6, and he did it in 5. Denver still got some, but they may be able to do it in 6. They still lose, but I'm thinking they may win 2 games. I'm thinking they could win 2.
LeBron gonna do the same thing. He's been that first game is a weed and
You think he
feed, and then
gonna-
LeBron shifts into LeBron stuff.
I ain't no gambling man, so I play. But
I'll take it. Denver can get 1 out of them.
yeah, they can at least get 1,
I'll
2.
get at least 1.
For
2
sure.
but I can say
Yeah, I gave him 5.
that means they only win at 1 though. But I see Denver can maybe
Exactly,
do
a gentleman's sweep. I'm being
Oh
nice.
gosh.
They can get
Oh,
2.
I'm sorry. Is that not what LeBron did for 2 consecutive series? You know, consecutive mean, right?
I heard that a long
Hey,
time.
now, hold on, bro. Hold on. I know what consecutive mean. I know how to spell it.
I ain't heard that in a long
Hold
time.
Hold up
She
now.
ain't, okay.
Yeah, she don't know about that one.
Yeah, she not a
I
veteran.
don't know it. I don't
She
want
not
to be invested in it. I don't.
She not a OG viewer. It's okay.
It's okay. Hey, we know it's okay. Don't we, Coach P? We know it's
All
okay.
we know is gonna be the Lakers against Miami.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Heard it here.
We skipping.
2 weeks from now,
Skipping.
we're on the table telling you skipping it, all right?
We skipping
Stan,
all
we're
the
going to be
other
out there in
stuff.
the little loser's corner. We up here like we told you.
All right, so let's talk about this. It's He's like, what? Let's talk about this all NBA first team. Let me go ahead and take this off the screen real quick.
I love Luka.
I think I'm going to sound like a hater, so I'm not going to say nothing against it.
You
But I
said
wanna
sound
say-
like a hater. Sound like a hater.
Because of
I hate
the guy in
Tom.
the middle. Like,
So for all NBA first team, we have Giannis, we have LeBron, your boy James Harden, Bunny,
Oh, dear Lord.
AD, and Luka.
Luka.
So who do you feel should take the spot for Harden?
And that's what my problem is. I'm like, well, the other.
Jason Tatum.
I wouldn't think so.
Why not?
I mean,
Not
Harden
honestly-
did lead the league again in points per game. In points.
He did, but y'all know half his points come
Okay.
from phantom fouls going to the free throw lines. And then he got the threes.
It's a
He did
skill.
that. I know. It's a skill to do the fake dramatic acting to get the fouls called in your favor. It is now hitting free throws is a skill. These days.
So,
You're right.
which skill would you rather have? And I'm asking everybody this question: James Harden or Giannis?
James Harden. We said
Yeah.
skill. He
So
said
James
He
skill.
don't have a skill like that
no.
for real. So
He said skill.
right.
I'm like,
'Cause
James
I'm
Harden
so-
got a skill.
No, but I'm saying John is. I mean,
So your answer would be Harden.
yeah, because they don't feel like that. So
You
yeah,
said
Harden.
skill.
Yeah,
Stan,
Harden got. Come on,
I feel
Stan.
like James. I feel like, look, if I want to be honest, I feel like ain't neither one of them got nothing.
Harden got something though.
No,
I mean, I just don't like how he
man.
did it, but he got it. See, you're not a boy shoot. Without free
Harden-
throws,
look, Harden know how to
gonna feel
travel and
good.
get away
He
with it.
travels great.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
he
say that.
does.
Shit,
That's
that's
a
a
skill
skill.
too.
exactly.
That he's traveling and not getting caught all the time. It's a skill. I get it.
And so, as you were talking about his skill or how he abuses his
Yes,
skill,
yeah,
it
put
puts
that
me
in
in the mindset of Floyd Mayweather. Everyone hates his fighting style because he's not the aggressor, knock someone out all the time. But he honed that, and no one can still defeat that.
And everybody switched their style because now every trainer coach his James Harden style.
Right.
Now,
Wow.
Every
They had to
player-
evolve.
yeah, every player is doing the side step and step back.
Exactly.
Every
And that's
player.
still that's
Every player.
Hey, like
Y'all
Tatum loves doing that move.
Yeah.
No, y'all know
Yeah.
that's tradition. That's the travel, right? Am I crazy?
It's not
You
a
see
trap.
that?
You put the
You
ball
brought
down
up
the
a
right
move.
way.
It's
See,
the
some
difference
people, that's
between the
why I
skill
a
and the
lot
move.
of times
Don't
people
put the
don't
ball
put that
down.
ball down. Because
No.
I mean, I see it on the lower level. I'm like,
I see James Harden catch it in his triple threat and then just step back without
and
a
that's a
dribble.
travel.
Yeah, that's a
But
trap.
why is it? I mean, on a lower
Yeah.
level, the kids do, but of course, you have to instant replay when you're looking at these high school games and stuff. But I'm like,
You're just expecting.
disconnected.
Call your little
Nope,
shorty.
you good. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keep on going, y'all. Keep on
Oh.
going.
But that's still crazy to me, though. Like, you said because he don't put the ball, but the refs know this. They know that. And the league's like, don't call on him. Let's be the superstar, be the superstar. I mean, that's just like sometimes with LeBron, he did it years ago, not as much now. Running down, balling everybody down the lane with 3 steps and then going to the hall. Like, wait a minute, you can't just bulldoze people. You still got to put the ball
I
down
don't
and then go 1 or 2
understand that.
steps.
Yeah, I don't
Ain't that
understand
traveling
that.
too? I mean,
So,
I thought fundamentals, some stuff just doesn't change no matter what level you on. LeBron, Harden, or a little kid, that is traveling.
so with that being said, do y'all teach similar moves like that in your academy?
No. No. Me personally. Hell
You know.
I'm a teacher.
No.
I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor. So I think it all depends on the player and the kid, where they at in their game. For sure, starting off elementary, all that, I'm not teaching all that stuff. It's like I'm here to help you master the fundamentals.
Okay.
And once I can
Thank
see
you,
that you
thank
master
you.
the fundamentals, we can get on this other stuff.
Thank you.
But there's a lot of trainers, they're impatient. It's boring to work on the fundamentals. So I'm not trying to sit here for a whole hour and just work on this. They don't have the patience. So they want to see the kid do some other stuff and think he's developing or getting better, but it's like, no, bro, you only here to do this. Let's get this done first. And then, because you got so much time to do all this step back and side steps, I don't want to see no little elementary kid trying to just do this the whole game. And it's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy off a triple threat, a jump stop, a pivot. I get excited off that type of stuff. So, you know, I try to scout for Nike and do scouting and stuff like that on my own, and that's what I'm looking for. I don't care if you score.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's I look at the process that you took to score more than you scoring. Just because the ball go in the basket don't mean that you're nice.
Right.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? And that's all for kids. They score, make a layup, whatever, and they think they did good. Like, no. It's not good.
You got to bring more to the table.
Yeah, you got to bring more. It's not about you scoring. There's 100 million dudes out here that can score. What else can you do?
Speaking of bringing more to the show, or more, should I say, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. I'm your boy Smooth along with
Bunny.
And on the phone, we have special guests.
A.K.A. PZ.
Let me give you one more.
A.K.A. JP.
Okay.
And now on the phone, as we discuss hockey and baseball for our last segment, who we have on the line now?
Joe, Bill.
There we go. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Hey, Joe and baby Joe.
We are hanging in there. Johnny, so do you follow baseball or hockey at all?
Hold on. Did you say your name Joe Blow? What's your name?
Joe.
Joe what? Joe? What you said? Joe?
What? Time out.
Her nickname is Joe Bo.
Bo, okay.
See her last
I know
name.
you got all the jokes for me.
No.
You can't put the joke on her too.
Hold on. Where you going?
You can't
What's
put
your
the joke on her.
name, baby?
Nah.
Hold on.
That's what they talking about right now.
No, I've been picking up on golf, but I watch baseball a little bit, but I don't do too much. Like I said, I'm a basketball guy.
Basketball guy.
Yeah, but I want to hear y'all conversate on baseball. What's popping?
Yeah. So.
Damn Cardinals not, but
Right. So before the Cardinals, actually they weren't earlier.
But they lost the second with a doubleheader.
You talking about last night?
Yeah.
Because Monday, but today they have a doubleheader as well, and they won game 1. Joe, how you doing right now with game 2?
No, that one's over
It's
already.
over.
They
They
lost
lost.
that game.
Oh, they
Shut
lost?
up. Yeah, they lost.
Oh man, they
lost.
suck.
Yeah.
As I just said, they not popping.
Oh, that's
The
terrible.
Brewers are the 10th of the division. I'm sorry. Take over, Joe.
I don't think so.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's kind of quiet.
No, Bunny just ran because the Cardinals aren't playing to the best. Well, probably you are playing to the best of their abilities, but still not good enough.
It's not.
It's not good enough. We'll talk about that in a moment. Real quick, into hockey, we know that the Dallas Stars are now in the Stanley Cup Finals. Go ahead and show the playoff picture. Sponsored by EA Sport. No, let me stop playing.
No, till they pay you. Don't say that. Till
Exactly.
they pay you.
Yeah, so right now, as you can see,
Please.
right. Hold us down first. Let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as of right now, the Dallas Stars are in the Stanley Cup Finals, representing for the West. While in the East, we have game 6 will be tomorrow between the Lightning and the Islanders. Joe, the Lightning, will they go ahead and finish it off tomorrow, or will it be game 7?
I mean, I think they'll finish it off tomorrow. But I also thought that last night watching, because they went into double overtime. The Lightning had the advantage most of all of the overtime, and then Kevin Shattenkirk whipped on the puck, and then 2-on-1, and anything can happen. Just a little bounce here or there, just like with any other sport. To get up inches. But I mean, I still say the Lightning's going to take it, but you never know. It's 2020. Things are weird.
Yeah. And we've seen, or for those who have been watching hockey, Pat Maroon has been a big factor in that series. We know that he only signed, I believe, like a 1-year deal. Is there any way that you see the Blues saying, you know what, why don't you come on back home?
I mean, I don't think they're going to, just because if they're going to try to get Petra to stay, which, I mean, it sounds like that's going to be hard to do as well. So, I don't know. But I do know, like, I think I've said this the last couple of weeks. I think we have people that are like on our team that could do just what he does. But if we don't sign Petro, there's a guy called Taylor Hall out there that I'd be okay with getting to and spending the money on him. So I don't know. But
so what's preventing?
I think Maroon will just keep doing these 1-year contracts. So
what's preventing the Blues from signing Petro? He's going to cost too much.
Every time Bunny talks, it's kind of quiet. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Is this better? Oh, every time. I mean, the Blues. What's preventing Petro from being re-signed by them? Is it because he's going to cost too much?
He's one of the top defenders in all the NHL, and hockey's not like all these other sports where you can just spend however much money you want to. You have to. There's a cap. So he's going to be quite a bit of money, like Brett Burns last year with like. Not last year, but a couple of years ago, he got a deal that was like $8 million a year. And that's a lot for hockey. So, and back then he was considered one of the best defenders. So Petro, he's right up there right now, probably like top 5, and he's going to get paid. No matter who it's going to be, he's going to get paid big money.
Mm-hmm. So the Hall got whatever the Hall was it? What did I just say? Hall or Hall?
Taylor Hall.
Hall. So he's supposed to be like a Petro, but it'd be cheaper.
Well, no, Taylor Hall, he's an offensive player. He's not a D-man. It's just like I think we do have guys that can take over for Petro, just not when it comes to that veteran captain standpoint, like he is. But Taylor Hall is going to go out there and say if you want to put him in the top 2 lines, that will really deepen the rest of the lines and help out offensively, which would be nice.
Okay.
And today, the Blues announced that they signed, not signed, but pretty much signed, Jim Montgomery, former Dallas Stars coach. He's going to be a assistant coach, and he signed a 2-year deal today. Thoughts on that move?
I like it. It was funny because I mentioned it to Brendan, and he said that I think it was this year he was fired for because he had some drinking problems.
Wow.
Won't be the first coach and not the last.
He was partying too much at Lincoln University.
Hold up. Now, wait a minute.
Who owned the Blues?
Who owns them?
Tom Stillman.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just, I saw he was talking to, I think it was JR or Chris Kerber or someone on Twitter saying that, he's happy it happened because now he's a better person because of it. But, I mean, if he was a head coach for the Stars last year that went to the second round of the playoffs against us, he knows what he's doing, so I'm okay with it. I like it.
Now, going to baseball, something that I saw that you really wasn't quite fond of.
Yeah, I had
There's been a lot of that the past week, so which one are you talking about?
It's on Twitter.
This one is about the postseason, in which they have the format's going to be a little bit different. Everybody's in their bubble. So what they're doing this year is they having teams play in Arlington, Texas, where the Rangers play, in Houston. That would be for the National League. And then for the American League, they'll be in San Diego and they'll be in L.A. For the playing at Dodger Stadium. And you see on your screen, you're going to have 16 total teams, 8 in each division. It's going to be different. Now, the big thing is that this may not be the last year that they may take this route. Now, it goes to the bubble, but then it goes to the actual bracket.
But if baseball knows better, and because of what happened this year with the main thing is revenue, they'll do this. The more teams you have in the playoffs, the more money you make. And we know it's a business first, and fans second and third. So this makes sense. They're the last major team, organized or sport, to have more than 4 to 6 teams in a playoff. I never understood what took them so long to come up with this. NFL, NBA, and soccer even do it. Like, why y'all took forever?
Now, Joe, you had a post on Twitter pretty much like, this is kind of crazy. Can you further elaborate about if Manfred decides to keep this permanently in regards to having 16 total teams in the playoffs?
Yeah, so here's my main complaint, and this will be for all those Cardinals people on Twitter that are constantly they feel like their life is ending every single day on Twitter. Fred, you could be one of them sometimes.
Sometimes I can. I ain't gonna lie.
You can say, Joe, not me, because I'm not on Twitter.
Okay. But listen, this is how you want to look at it. Say if you're one of those negative Cardinals fans. You guys all complain now that we don't have someone protecting Goldschmidt. If Mo and DeWitt are going to sit here and say we can get in the playoffs just about every single year now because there's 16 teams that can get in, they're not going to open up that wall. They're not going to go out there and get those guys. A lot of teams aren't going to do that. Division titles aren't going to mean anything anymore because if you're in the playoffs, you're in the playoffs. You have just as much of a chance to win as 15 other teams. And that's what I don't like. Baseball was always that one team that didn't do that, like every other sports league, like you said. And that's what made them better, I think, because there's a smaller chance of teams that can win it all. But now you got 16 teams that can go in there with a chance to win it all. And I don't know, baseball's just going down the drain.
Oh,
like I understand doing it this. I understand it this year.
Hot take.
I understand doing it this year, but because it's 2020.
Joe, again, I started watching baseball literally mid-90s, La Russa's first year, and the Cardinals happened to go to playoffs, and that's actually when I started watching them in the playoffs. And so I'm from, I guess, a latter part of a older school but newer school person, and a lot of people, like, in your mindset of it's going down a drain is not the same. The tides have to turn because of generation. Again, we talked about this before, the viewership, the marketing, is just not hitting the right, if you keep it how it is. It's just some things that, is good while it lasted, and then you can say it's going to water down. I'm just saying it's changing for the better to open it up to more people. Now, don't drag it out and have 7 games or best of 7. Do the play-in still, like the first 4 team, whatever, the worst records, do the play-ins. 1 game, you're out, boom. That speeds up the playoff too. So even though it's getting watered down some, you're still making it competitive though. And everybody does not want to be that playing team because there's 1 game and you're done anyway. So you do want to have a better record and better wins so you can actually stay and do a full series and not just a 1 and out.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just now starting to get used to the doubleheader games, not the doubleheader, the wild card game. And people hated that at first, too, and now they're going to expand it to 16 teams. Like, I don't take lightly saying that baseball's going down the drain because, like I've said multiple times on the show, like, baseball was my first true love. Baseball's all I've known my entire life. But just watching what Manfred's doing to it just literally, like, sounds stupid, but, like, breaks my heart. Like, I understand 2020 they're going to make changes like this. Everyone totally agrees with it. But now I'm talking about maybe keeping the double headers like this for next year. And doing the runner on seconds for next year. I just don't like it. It's ruining the game.
So we have 2 different takes on it. That's why I said I'm from a let it go progressive, and it is changing, and not for the original ways, but it does speed the game up. And you're like the older traditional way, which is fine. I mean, it's just we're going to see what transpires 5 years from now. That's how they're going to tell. You can do a change, and of course, a lot of times when change happens, people don't like it, but then they get used to it. And then it becomes a norm. And that's probably what's going to happen with this. Because Kershaw just came out the other day and said he doesn't like when it goes to extra innings, a man on second. But then his own manager said he liked it. So it's like, wow, y'all on the same team and y'all have opposing views on it. And of course, the pitcher's going to see it from one perspective and the manager's going to see it from a different perspective. The strategy, the extra moving parts you have to do when the man's on second and extra innings compared to just being a pitcher. You see? But I like both of them. I like the person on second. I like there's only 7 innings. The game is changing to me. Doing things as slow as it's been, it's just not working for how our attention span is. We're all on technology and we used to think so much faster. The more it gets slower, the less people you're going to have engaged in it. And instead of baseball being at the top, it's going to be at the bottom in the United States like soccer is, per se. It's going to change. I'm telling you, the generations are changing, and they're going to be like, this is just too slow. I'm trying to engage. I can't. Let me do something else. And then soccer going to be higher marketed and more viewers than baseball. Baseball's our first love in this town, but soccer team is coming. Watch out.
The MLS soccer team here, the St. Louis SC.
SCs, yep.
They already made MLS history. by having so much of a high number of season tickets being sold.
Now let's get that diversity in the administration and the higher seats up there. That's really gonna make it some breaking news there, some history.
Because we need some more brothers playing soccer.
Exactly.
Sure.
Shoot, same thing with baseball.
But remember, we talked about that and how much it costs at a younger age in marketing. It's too expensive for baseball right now. It's just when you start young, all that the team costs, the travel team, even if you local, the baseball equipment, these feet. It's not feasible unless you get an assistance or somebody paying half of that. It's expensive.
And Joe, something that I've been meaning to ask you for the last few shows, but I keep forgetting because we had so many other great conversations. What are your thoughts on 7-inning games?
Like I said, I like it for this year because it makes sense. Especially like in the Cardinals standpoint, like they still have 2 more doubleheaders, possibly 3 more doubleheaders in the next week and a half. So that makes sense for this year. But like going forward, I'm not a big fan of it. But it's whatever. I mean, like if they do this, like I said, if they do the whole playoff expansion for like going on in the future, and then like I said, with the division title's not going to mean anything. Before you know it, we're not going to have 162-game season. I guarantee it goes down drastically in the next year or so because of all these rule changes.
So
I don't know. I just don't like the doubleheaders. Like after this year, I wouldn't like it.
Okay, I was just about to ask that question, but you just answered it. All right, so that's your thoughts on the playoffs and doubleheaders and 7-inning games, etc. Going on to Cardinal baseball, once again they lost earlier today. They won the first game, but then lost the second game. But I'm surprised I'm going to say this, but Harrison Bader has slowly been improving, and I've been impressed. What are your thoughts on Bader? Like he's slowly he's still striking out a little bit more, but looks like his approach could be a little bit different. Have you been seeing the same thing I'm seeing, Joe?
Yeah, it looks like he's making little adjustments at the plate. He's having better at bats. He's still batting like 240, 250, but
right.
Okay, that's still better probably than half our lineup. So
Exactly.
And if you see what happened in the first game, if he gets on base, his speed changes the game, and that's the reason why we won that game.
Just
so
on base.
Yeah, and then his defense, like I said before the season started, like if there was other bats in the lineup, you don't look at Bader because his defense is just amazing. So, but if he can put his bat in there a little bit here and there to help out the team along with that defense, then he looks like a lot better player.
And that's my thing. I'm not trying to dog you, but I just want to see progress. You can't just be the same kind of player you was the last 2-3 seasons. It's all about progress. What are you doing to make adjustments each year? If you keep striking out every freaking year, you're not showing progress. Like, for instance, Paul DeYoung, his first 2 seasons, he was a strikeout machine. He was like an automatic strikeout. But now, he's one of your big-time bats, and he doesn't strike out as much. Now he makes contact, and you see what happens when he makes contact. He gets on base. He's hitting home runs. Progress. That's all we've been asking, for this team to do is to progress from year 1 to year 2 to year 3.
The word of the day is progress.
Right. Not doing the same thing, always being a strikeout guy. Oh, here comes Bader. He's going to strike out. No. Like I said, look at Paul DeYoung. His career has totally changed now because he has evolved. He's changed his style. He's learned how to prevent striking out as much, being the easy out. And now look what he's doing. So that's the big thing that I see that I like. On the other end, what the F is going on with Lane Thomas?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I was talking to Brendan about that last night. I was like, he was like one of the main outfielders that I was looking forward to watching this year.
Good just a week ago.
And then, and then now we just, I don't know. It wasn't even just at the plate. It was.
It's terrible.
So
he ain't throwing men out.
Yes, thing happening.
I don't want your blood pressure to get too high, so.
Oh no, I'm good.
He's like,
it's like, dude, what happened? And like I said, he's scared to throw men out at home for some reason. It don't matter if he's big or what. It don't matter. Slow. He not throwing the ball home. Then he missed play a catch.
He's ready to get out the dang on season. He's just ready to go on vacation.
I mean, what is really going on?
If y'all can do this, I'ma just show up, but I ain't gonna do nothing. Nah, I'm just here so I don't get fined. That's what he doing.
Well, now he back at satellite camp, so he not even part of the major league.
That's what he wasn't trying to. I'm telling you, that proved he was not really trying to be there. I promise you. Just saying.
Or it just goes back to what we've been saying a long time ago, Joe. Is just about how the Cardinals organization, and this is the frustration that I have, which I show on Twitter, or whatever. Is just as an organization as a whole, they just suck with evaluating talent. They trade away, like for instance, look at what Luke Voigt is doing right now. He leads the league in home runs, and you traded him. Now,
but I don't like looking at that one as a bad move because you don't get Paul Goldschmidt if you don't do that, and you don't get one of the best relievers in baseball if you don't do that. Like, I think that was a win-win for both teams. And if Luke Voigt was starting every day for the Cardinals, half the home runs he hits out of Yankee Stadium isn't a home run at Busch Stadium. So, and that entire Yankee lineup can hit home runs. So, like, he's having an amazing year, don't get me wrong, and he could possibly win MVP up there with Trout and Abreu, but I don't think he does that in St. Louis or in a team that doesn't play at a small park like Yankee Stadium.
Well, that is to be determined, I guess.
TBD.
Someone else who possibly could have been in the Cardinal organization. We had a discussion about him a while back, but the Cardinals didn't want to give him any. They didn't want to sign him, and that was Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh yeah.
He had an opportunity.
That boy is blowing out the water. I mean, Padres as a whole is doing good, but he's definitely sitting the mark.
Like as a youngster. The Cardinals had multiple opportunities just to sign him.
And it wouldn't have cost them nothing,
Exactly.
Those prospects
and
and
they
don't
didn't
make
do
anything.
it. And then, like, Joe, I cringe. Every time I see the White Sox, I cringe because I see Luis Robert having fun. He said in an article yesterday that the whole team as a whole feels invincible. And I'm like, and I'm like, the Cardinals haven't felt like that.
Because they don't play because they don't have the right thing that glue them all together. Our leader, Yachty and Wayne, are the veterans. They can't get no more veteran than them because they have been with the team from 04? 03?
Yeah,
so
04.
They are the dynamic duo there as far as veteranship and that clubhouse leadership. But at the same time, they can't even gel it together. It's like.
But the bigger problem is they should not be our leader still.
Right, because they are on their way. Everybody knows. That's literally. It should be somebody else at their helm now. It shouldn't be them, but they're still doing it. Unfortunately,
that's the issue.
They haven't brought and signed somebody in to build around new. Like you got the vets. You need somebody new. They haven't built it around. They're not open up the wallets. And I don't know if they need another scout or I don't know who evaluates scout. I don't think it's all that. The biggest thing I still think is opening up their wallets. You said the scouting because
I was just going to say, though, about the White Sox, the funny thing is they also had Tatis Jr., but they traded him to the Padres for James Shields.
Right.
So they could also have Tatis Jr. on their team.
But that's a win-win for the White Sox, though, because without him, they're still doing just as fine. So, and they got the other person in return, so that's win-win for them.
Yeah. Last two, then we're about to go ahead and wrap up this show because it has been an incredible show, and we appreciate Coach Parker for being here. Shout out for standing on the line, and of course, Bunny and yours truly, and then of course Joe. Is it weird seeing Jose Martinez as a Cub?
Yeah, it's really goofy seeing that. But I mean, good for him if people are still in him. But yeah, and also it was good for us that he didn't hurt us whenever we played the Cubs.
Right. And last thing, now last week I would have said something bad about him, but I can't now because after his game the other night. He may have turned the corner. One of them is Ponce de Leon. He came through.
Hold your breath. Don't. Hold your breath.
He's saying that's just a admiration.
Hold your breath. Hold your breath. We gonna see it till September. What week after next? When's the last day of the regular season?
You said the last game. I'm not sure, but I know it's like either the last week of September going to the first week of October.
2 weeks then. Let's just say 2 weeks. Hold your breath to see if we're having the same conversation about impression.
All right. And then the last guy is Dakota Hudson. He's been very impressive.
Okay. Now I can sign up for that.
he's been surprising me. I thought I was one of them guys like, you know what, this kid ain't got it. But he's been showing off the last like 3 or 4 starts now.
He's been solid. He's been good. And he's going in some innings. What you think, Joe, about Hudson?
About Hudson's looked great all year, honestly.
Yeah.
Like even last year, he looked great. He just had a problem with walking people.
Right.
Sadly, our worst pitcher this year is probably Flaherty. Like
Exactly.
everyone's
And
been
I thought he was gonna be our
pretty good
new ace. Like what happened?
Just
I mean, I think
adjusted
he's
to
gonna
his
be
fitness
fine.
style? Oh.
I think he's going to be fine. Like his first opening day, I think he went 6 or 7 against the Pirates, and we got I don't think he got the W, but we won. But and then there was COVID shut down for a little bit, and then they tried revamping him up, and I just feel like his control isn't there like it was last year. So I think he's going to be fine going into next year. It just might be one of those weird seasons.
Is it possible that Justin Williams could be the guy that they've been missing out on this whole time?
I mean, I don't think he's going to be the guy, but I think he can help. I hope he stays up. I was excited about that.
Me too. I was
about him
shocked.
coming up.
And he a brother too. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
I thought I was sick to him. I'm like, no, that's another Latin player. I'm like, no, wait, he's actually black.
Oh yeah.
But you gotta say that because sometimes the
Right.
Latin players,
Right.
they're dark, but not black.
You know, he looked good in spring training and during the spring training 2.0.
Summer camp.
Yeah, summer camp, whatever they want to call it. But
Sponsored by. No,
yeah, I mean, and I keep seeing everyone on Twitter getting mad at Carlson's not up. I'm okay with Carlson not being up the rest of the year, and that's
not
okay.
ready yet.
I'm ready. I mean,
He got in his head, and Justin Williams may not be ready, but I mean, you just see what you got until Fowler comes back. You know, we're really missing Fowler, so hopefully he can come back. I heard next week, and hopefully he can be like he was whenever he was up here with us, hitting the ball all over the place.
Yeah. Well, we shall
And
see.
he's a good veteran presence as well.
We shall see as the Cardinals turn
right.
on MLB 2020 season, pandemics, and all kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
But Joe, it's been fun, and we look forward to speaking with you again next week on some more hockey and baseball.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good night.
You
All right,
too.
same to you. All right, and that is our show. Tomorrow, we have a special edition again as we bring in Hazelwood Central's boys basketball head coach and founder of his own elite training academy. So shouts out to you, Coach. Coach Parker, you, Larry Hughes, our guest Brandon Gilmore for next week. For tomorrow.
Booker has too, right?
You know, Anthony Booker with his basketball bookmark academy. You know, just doing big things for the area, getting these kids right. So he'll be joining us tomorrow.
It's like my era of guys are like the OGs right now. So so we trying to give back and do something different than what has been done before us. Because like I said, we didn't do training and stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's such a need for them right now.
Yeah. So, Ben, once again, excellent show. Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for the comments, for the shares.
Don't forget to look at www.theyingmancenter.com. Put us on. We got training going on up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to do a trunk or treat coming up for the kids here in Halloween. So, you can stay in touch with that. Stay in touch with my social media. Hoop5007 on Instagram. I'm on there.
There it is.
That's like your resume and stuff right now.
All right.
All that stuff on there.
Let me go follow right now.
Yeah, follow me on there. Johnny Parker on Facebook. So just stay tuned to all my upcoming stuff.
Yeah, once again, man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for sharing your story. It's definitely been cool, man. Like I said, I've been a long time fan of yours. Been excited seeing you. I used to make, how you still do it now. But on the old NBA live games, you can create your own player. I had them created. I have Larry, before Larry got in there. So it's just cool, man.
It's just so cool.
Yeah,
That's what's
it's
up.
so
God
cool.
is good, man. God is good.
Definitely honor, and make sure y'all once again subscribe, click on that
Bell.
anytime you go live on YouTube.
You be notified.
Give us that like and share on Twitter, that like and follow on Facebook. If you have if you know someone or yourself who you feel would be a great guest on our show, have them email us or message us. And we'll make things happen. Once again, tomorrow night, we're doing it again, Brandon Gilmore. And then I'll be going out of town for 3 days, going to Florida.
What?
Making it happen. Oh, okay. So South, who is that? Is that?
Oh, it's Legacy Air.
Legacy Air.
Legacy
There we go.
Air.
Shouts out to you. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure y'all, once again, give us a follow everywhere on social media. Because we got more heat coming for you
Legacy
tomorrow.
Air is a great coach. He's been helping with Who File here and there. He's
Nice.
a Webster Groves alumni.
All right.
Another good brother doing good things for the kids.
All right.
Okay.
That's what's up, man. So shouts out to you, Legacy Air. And once again, everyone subscribe right now on YouTube. We need y'all love.
Please show us
And
love.
for we need to be begging. show this wonderful sports talk show some love. 3 years strong, and it ain't gonna stop. It's gonna only keep getting better and better. Stan is already off the line. He had to go ahead and take care of his job. There we go. We see it. We see you right there. We see it. We in there. This is the Platform Sports Talk Show. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Funny.
and special guests,
AKA Bone, AKA Milk Bone, AKA
Two.
Johnnie
Remember,
Parker,
two.
Coach Parker, all
Going
that.
past two, man. Ain't two. Eesh.
and we
We are out this piece.
out. Y'all have a good one. See you tomorrow night. Share. We out. Right. We out.
Exit train.